Triple kill. Boo-Boo taking it out. Oh my god. Boo-Boo with the 3K clutch at the end there. The double spray transfer. Oh my god. Very low health. But let's see here. Cold Cutie is also very low on health. Zap holding it, going in. Yes, content.
Welcome, everybody, to the Campus Clutch Showcase, brought to you by the Academy of Art and San Jose State University, powered by Red Bull Gaming. I'm Kanashi, and we have some great collegiate Valorant action for you guys, including schools all from the East Coast. So today, we are actually going to be diving into the semifinals and finals matches of our tournament. This spring, Red Bull partnered up with Riot Games to bring you the Red Bull Campus Clutch, the world's largest university Valorant tournament, to college campuses nationwide. The Red Bull Campus Clutch offers teams from more than 50 countries the opportunity to compete against other players from all over the world. We are down to our final 4 teams of our Campus Clutch Showcase, and as the teams get ready to fight it out for not only bragging rights, but also the $1,000 grand prize that we have at the end, we're kicking off today's broadcast with the semifinals match between North Carolina State University, as they're going to be facing off against Clemson University. And joining me on the desk today is the man who can make microwaving a Hot Pocket exciting, Artie's OP.
Hello, I'm not so sure about that, but I hope that we're going to have some exciting action that I won't have to hype up artificially. But yeah, honestly, both of these schools here have quite the record, or so I've heard, Clemson and North Carolina State University. And now, correct me if I'm wrong, this is going to be a battle of North Carolina versus South Carolina today, isn't it?
I believe so. I'm not good with my geometry. No, but honestly, like these that is yeah, we're gonna be getting down to it. These teams have definitely climbed their way up. This tournament started yesterday with a best of 16 and then down to 8, and now we're at our top 4. So everybody is out here just fighting for this last, for the $1,000 prize pool. But I guess for me, the more exciting part is being able to say, like, you know what, our school competed in a tournament, we're producing results, and we could actually show it to, higher ups in the school.
Absolutely. It's a really great way to showcase, what you're worth, what you've been working on this whole time. And hey, mom and dad, I'm not just playing video games, we're actually accomplishing stuff. And off stream right now, we're actually going to be having another match, Indiana University versus Texas A&M University, and whoever wins that match is going to be playing in the finals right against the winner of the match that we're going to be showing you right now. And so I believe that we will be showing you both of these games today. Am I right?
We should be able to show you the semifinals and the finals match. The semifinals between Texas A&M and Indiana University, we will see the winners. We did see Texas A&M yesterday. That was a team with Agro, Dill, Dam, Jim Jones fan, and Helms. That team was really hyper aggressive, really good at what they were doing, and they were getting information and just pushing as quickly as they could. They did relatively solid. The match that we saw was against Georgia Tech, and yeah, that was a 13-5 in favor of Texas A&M.
That's a pretty high round differential.
Yeah, these games are starting to really build up. And another one that we saw yesterday was Rutgers versus Florida State. That match ended with Rutgers winning 13-4, but Rutgers ended up losing to North Carolina State University. So they aren't going to be moving on into the semifinals, but this is the team that did indeed beat them. We'll see how well that comes out, but it was a really close fight according to the bracket itself. It was a 13-11, so it's very, very close, very, very high, very good competition coming out here. So hopefully now that we're getting towards the top, we'll start seeing some crazy Valorant action.
Oh, absolutely. Especially once you get down to the semifinals and into the finals, these are the best of the best here. And that means that you're not going to have absolute just run downs the other team, no 13-2s coming out in these matches today. Can most likely guarantee you that.
Yeah, hopefully we get longer matches, but hopefully it won't take us from now until my second dinner. So we'll see how it goes.
Oh man, I'm super super excited. It looks like the teams are in the lobby. We're just kind of waiting for the last little bit here of final startings. You know, little bathroom break before you get into lockdown to a potentially 45-minute long match.
So yeah, here are the rosters for the teams. We have North Carolina State University with Arctic, Viper, Refract, Vintage, Beagle Fat, and Elock the Sock. Meanwhile, Clemson is got Soulnate, Smile, Jax, um, I can't, Logbog, and Hayden's dad. We saw these teams already out here. We know the roster, depending on who already loaded in. So yeah, it's really, they are here once again competing for $1,000 prize pool. And this is, winner takes all. This is, first to the top, grab the money, get out of here. And yeah, it's just really cool to see all these teams going head to head and proving that, we're not just here in quarantine sitting on our butts. We're actually working as a team and achieving something.
You're working on strats, you're working on mathematics, as long as you're playing Sova, getting that geometry down, and my ex Hanzo players know where it's at. And
Exactly.
you're working on team tactics and working out with all your buddies, making sure that you can do what's right here. Looks like we're already gonna be jumping into the map picks and the character selection here. Now it looks like we're gonna be seeing a bog standard, it's going to be a 2 duelist, 1 sentinel, 1 controller, and 1 initiator on the side of Clemson. And over here, coming from NCSU, going to be looking at a double sentinel here, as well as 2 duelist and 1 controller. Now, a double sentinel coming out on split?
Yeah, this is kind of an interesting lineup, but I do feel like since they did decide to pick defending first, it kind of makes sense for them to lock down either more sites than they can. In this case, Sage could really hold off mid if the wall comes up, if they decide to utilize it for that spot, or just completely wall off B and buy time there. It really depends on the way how the team wants to use it, but the double sentinel I feel like is good until you don't have enough utility to use or you end up dying first. So it's going to be helpful for them. It's just depending on how the teams are going to be rolling out here.
I think it's definitely a good thing that they are starting on defense then in that case. They have to get a lot of rounds here, because once you have to worry about having both a Killjoy and a Sage on your attacking side, you're somewhat at a little bit of a disadvantage until you get that spike down. But we're going to be starting off with Clemson just rushing in on mid for this pistol round here. Looks like it's a mostly classic lineup if I saw that correctly at the beginning. Got a couple frenzies as well. NCSU could be holding line with some frenzies and ghosts here. Looks like they are waiting for that B rotate here as it comes out. NCSU Arctic going to be holding that with a nicely placed raise nade. Unfortunately, taking a little bit of damage just before the full push comes out. Is Clemson going to be trying to rotate into A here? I think that they're going to meet a little bit of resistance with that Killjoy and Omen combination up in heaven here. Omen going to be standing in the back here with a ghost wall. Looks like Killjoy is just going to be relying on the utility as well as a classic, but don't doubt the classic at a close range like that. Arctic going to be picking up the first kill with a frenzy here, traded out immediately by Stolthanite here. So both of the raises getting into some early combat there. Vintage going to go down, unfortunately, Stolthanite with a double kill, but Elock the Sock picking up another one, trading it back again with a ghost kill. Jack's going to be taking him out, though. It is trade after trade here. NC State is down one player here, and as Clemson gets a spike down on B side, they're going to have to try to retake utilizing a very low HP Jet and a Killjoy who's run out of utility here. Viper luckily does have that that ability to use the classic a little bit better than most, it appears like. Clem U watching out from the side here, going ultimately for the classic rather than the frenzy. It's going to be down to the 1v1 situation, but with Viper unfortunately not able to get that shot out, the RMC and Clemson take the kill.
Yeah, honestly, it was a really good patient route that Clemson decided to take. They thought that, you know what, we could push the tempo, we could take mid. They had mid control quite early. And then they were like, okay, we have our options. We could go A, or we can go B, and really just figure out what they needed to do. They ended up going through A vents and making a lot of noise there, so it made them think, okay, they're going to try to go through A, but they just quietly rotated out, took B, and played that to the best of their advantage.
Absolutely. One of the biggest things to take note of is the fact that when you see these next rounds come through, especially after NC State loses the pistol round, Clemson fully buying those Sentinel, or fully buying those Spectres. We got one Ghost player as well, but he's just going to try to pick up any other gun there. NC State really is just saving to make sure that on the second round, they're going to be able to get that full buy-in. You see classics all across the board. They know that they're going to die, pushing a little bit aggressive defense strats just because of the fact that this round is kind of the lost round. Pick up any sort of Spectres that you can pick up from the attackers that you were able to take out with your pistols and try to get the win, but ultimately, this it's most likely going to go to Clemson, but NC State putting up a pretty good fight here.
Yeah, the play here was to just take away the economic advantage that they had going into it.
One enemy remaining.
And there we have it with Clemson picking it up again. And now we're going to be seeing NC State coming in with a full buy here. They have the economy to support it. And Clemson going to be sticking still to 3 of those Spectres they were able to keep up. And most likely this is going to be putting them at the disadvantage going to the next round.
Yeah, they can keep these guns and play, you know, small guns and then have a full buy for the next one. I think they're just trying to look for whatever picks they can get at the moment. And if they happen to find some here and there, that's good on them. If anything, they're hurting the economy of North Carolina more by each kill that they get.
Absolutely. And at this point, though, North Carolina is ready for it. You see the Rays is kind of fighting with the Boom Buddies out towards mid, but it looks like Clem's Rays has already rotated all the way back around into B site here, where Jet and Sage going to be working on. I like this utilization of utility to kind of play in more places at once. We see Sage just utilizing all of her stuff and then rotating way around, and it looks like Jet as well, kind of doing the same thing, popping the smokes out on one side and then pushing back to hold from another. Logbog, though, going to be able to pick up a double kill there, taking out now, a 3K here. Oh, I'm sorry, Hayden's dad picked up that kill there. So at least Logbog got the assist, but it looks like Clem is going to be continuing to push their B strat here. Unfortunately, their Cypher with the spike is a little bit lagging behind, so not going to be able to get that plant just yet. However, this is going to be very, very difficult for North Carolina to get the retake. Once again, it's going to be up to the Omen and the Killjoy, but with Killjoy's utility spread around on A site here, I believe that this retake is going to be a little bit hard, and the save is probably going to be the move here.
Yeah, and I feel like that is the play as well. They are kind of just covering each other over on A, unless they think that the plant is on A. I don't think so.
Is Viper trying to hold that?
Hold the angle just to be safe if they start pushing. But yeah, I think they just have all their angles covered. They're just making sure that they can survive the round, and that just seems like the play. So they are gonna lose this one out, but they are gonna be able to keep a couple guns.
Oh, hopefully, though. We see Breach and Jet pushing out on A side here. That is a very, very aggressive push here. Unfortunately, Viper is the username, Killjoy is the agent, and it's just going to get confusing from here on out. When I say Viper, I'm not talking about the agent. It's Killjoy. But unfortunately, they did go down here. Elok the Sock was able to run away with a Vandal, and that is going to secure them at least one good gun here for their upcoming split buy. We see Beagle Fat going for the Judge here, and Arctic taking up the Bucky. 2 Sheriffs as well, whereas Clem is going to be sticking with some Vandals, Phantoms, and they still have 2 Spectres. Yeah, Spectres.
Yeah, they have 2 Spectres. I think that they're just hanging on to what they got. They don't want to burn advantage. Maybe save it for an op later down the line. So we'll see what they decide to run out here.
Ooh, but Arctic, he goes for the aggressive push down mid. Unfortunately, gets caught off guard by the Omen here. Clemson really just doing some work, just holding these down here. Logbog pushing through as well. We are already down once again to Elok the Sock and Viper. And, well, this time at least, Killjoy has decided to set up on B site. But unfortunately, it is once again a full rundown from Clemson with a 5 stack of people ready to just burn in any sort of strategy that NC State has tried to push, Clemson just goes right through it and makes sure that they can get in. They get their picks, they move further, they get more picks, and once again, we're down to Elock the Sock here. A little bit more time on the clock, however, so hopefully he is going to be able to survive this. Just waiting to make sure that he does not get peaked out early, though. I think that we're all expecting another 5-man push out into A site here. That's why Elock decided to not sit in A site, but let's see how well that works out for him as we see 3 members from Clemson moving in here. He gets 1 in the spray down, but unfortunately gets taken out by the Spectre from Jax, who's most likely going to be upgrading that Spectre now that he's earned it.
Yeah, he was able to just snatch that gun at the very end, but it's 0-4 right now. North Carolina is starting to get another round of full buys, and that's what I was saying. That's saved by Beagle Fat. The main purpose of it, even though they had enough to go and buy a full gun, was probably for this op. So we'll see if this makes a difference. Clemson is just pushing the tempo the entire time. So if Beagle Fat can find a pick, it will be very much in their favor.
Yeah, absolutely. It looks like things are going to be changing up now as we see Clemson pushing A site for the first time here. That's going to be giving NCSU a little bit of an advantage, seeing as that this is where they know how to hold up. We see Elock getting a very early pickup here, so it's going to go down to the 4v4, and I think things are looking up for NCSU this round. It's a full buy versus a full buy here, so this could be the very first time that we see that raw Valorant action coming into play here. Vintage going to be holding up from heaven, looking for the spray down through the wall. He gets it onto Jax. Absolutely incredible shot there. And we're going to be seeing all of the utility from Clemson going in full force. Arctic going to be going down here as we watch Clem U as Breach pushing through the back here. Vintage going to be getting flash and most likely spray down here. Yeah, he is going to fall, unfortunately, here. Beagle Fat with the op going to be trying to play pretty conservatively with the op, but ultimately decides to switch out for the Vandal here. Great play by Killjoy. Actually gets all 3 of them in lockdown, so they're going to have to push that pretty fast right now. And it looks like as Jet and Omen are going to be finally coming out of that lockdown, they are going to push through. Viper is going to be diffusing. Unfortunately for Jet, that spray down is not going to quite work out here. It is going to get to half, and let's see if Beagle Fat is going to be able to do it. No, unfortunately, run out of time, and Logbog is going to be the sole survivor of that round here. And wow, Clemson 5-0.
Yeah, that one was getting a little too close for comfort if you were Clemson. They were able to push quite a bit, but the lockdown from Viper being able to essentially halt them all in their tracks and create enough space for North Carolina to get onto the spike. Got it to half, but was eventually brought down. Didn't have enough smokes to really cover it up or switch positions. So it's really interesting to see how these teams are going to be duking it out. It may be 0-5 right now, but you never know. A couple of different rounds and everything could change.
Oh my god, that was such an amazing play there by Omen and Jet. We saw Clemson's Omen blind out through B Heaven, and Logbog just dashed up before they could even react and got a nice 3K here. Pushing on the site, though, is taken out by Vintage with the Sheriff here. Vintage is going to be able to pick up a gun, but unfortunately, Sultanate had other plans with that Raise Nate here. Elock the Sock to be the last man standing on North Carolina. Let's see what he's going to be able to pull off. Unfortunately, missing those Sheriff shots here, and U is going to do some work with that Phantom. Swap it out for man, this is this kind of dogging on NCSU right now.
Yeah, we got to remember that these next rounds, the semis and finals, are best of 3s. So if anything, I don't want to say like completely like blow off this map, be like, okay, whatever. But at the same time, you want to, in your mind, you want to at least be mentally prepared for the next one. Just think about, okay, well, if this one's not going to go our way, we have to just look forward to the next map, maybe get a couple picks, maybe get a round, so they could at least have a little bit of momentum, or not be completely bogged down emotionally and mentally when going into the next match.
Absolutely. I think that NCSU, you were saying earlier that NCSU just has a little bit of an aggression to them, right? And I think that in this defense here, they're kind of just waiting to see if Clemson backs down from the way that they're holding. But unfortunately, it looks like NCSU just is not trying to adapt to the way that Clemson pushes, and Clemson's going to be able to push the same thing time and time again without really changing anything other than, you know, a placement of utility here and an agent change on the site there. And we are going to be seeing Clemson just kind of go for it. Elock the sock, though. Nice double headshot there onto the two duelists there. Arctic as well going to be picking up Jax. So that's going to be actually, I think, our first round that NCSU has got an actual fighting chance here further than the 1 minute clock. So we're going to be watching as Clem pushes up through and loses that spade against Viper. It's going to be down to 3v1 here. Hayden's dad going to be taking the spike out to A side here. Nice teleport. That is going to give him just enough time to plant the spike. And let's see how this rotate is going to go for NCSU. This is vital. They need to get as many rounds as they can in the defense half here. And if they are going to be able to get this, maybe they can push and win 5 more in a row, just like Clemson did before. We can really bring this into an even match. We're going to be watching Hayden's dad try to hold this as conservatively as he can here, and unfortunately decided to push an op. And well, there we go. NCSU finally picking up around here. That op on the jet really doing some work here. We saw earlier that the the utility and team play that Clemson has with the combining of, you know, Breach is going to use his charges and go out to the side, and while your Raze pushes through, and your Omen's going to blind while your Jet dashes up. But, you know, once NCSU kind of figured out, hey, we can counter this with our own utility, things are starting to go in their own direction.
Yeah, they were able to just play it a little bit slower and use the opportunities that they found to get picks here and there. We saw Elock the Sock playing in A vents and just waiting for them to kind of just push into them. And he knew that mid was not super contested. But the second that smoke went down, he was able to catch 2. And he put up another one just to create a little bit more space for himself and the team.
Yeah, I think that this could be it for NCSU. They could be really figuring out how they need to start playing up against Clemson. It's already down to a 4v4 situation right now, and I think that Clemson is a little bit more scared of NCSU after that last round here. We see them kind of playing a little bit differently. They're still quite aggressive, but they're holding back just a little bit here. They could have definitely pushed up through heaven, but after losing one player in that gunfight, they just decided not to even go for that angle here. Eagle Fact going to be able to take out you, and that is a huge pickup here. But Logbog trades it out for Viper. We're already down to a 3v3 situation, and Clemson's Omen just sitting in the back and trying to hold that long angle here. But Arctic just goes right over here. Logbog with a double kill, but we are going to be seeing Beagle Fat take out Logbog with the ultimate here. Nice triple kill by Beagle Fat. Absolutely incredible. That round happened so fast, I almost didn't even catch everything that happened.
Yeah, that was relatively quick. And the way how it happened is they were just finding one at a time until they decided to push through. And Beagle Fat, instead of using the op, which, you know, does one-shot kill, decided to go for the knives. And with the knives, you know, you have a lot more chances to deal damage in. Plus, you get that technically really quick reload. After you get a kill, you get your 5 knives back. So they were just pushing the tempo at that point. They knew, okay, we have them in certain positions. We just got to go and get them.
Yeah, and the biggest thing too is I think that North Carolina, they found their rhythm. Like we were talking about that just the round before they won, was that they needed to find it, and it looks like they did a pretty good job at it. U is going to take out Elock the Sock for the very first pickup here, dropping NCSU by a single player. But let's see what's going to happen as the B push continues for Clemson here. Arctic trying to hold out in heaven to make sure that no further pushes through CT can be had. But as Clemson locks down B side here with all 5 agents, we're going to be seeing Viper pushing in and managing to pick up 1 here. Sultanate is down. That's going to get rid of a lot of that Raze utility. And also, I believe, closer to another Raze ult from Clemson here. But Clem, you going to be picking up Arctic as well. Now, that is a massive win right there. Vintage going to be trading it out, though. And let's see what's going to happen with this Killjoy ult. Looks like not all of Clemson is going to be able to get out of it in time. They are going to be able to lock down the Jet here, and as Logbog is unable to fight here, that is going to be a free kill for Beagle Fat. But let's see what's going to happen as the 2v2 comes down to it. Beagle Fat is going to get taken out by Hayden's dad. Vintage going to be turning out to the side here, and he is going to be able to get the headshot out on Jax. Going to be faking the defuse with 7 bullets in the chamber. Where is the Omen going to come from the side here? But Hayden's dad is going to get the kill, and Clemson is going to win after NCSU won 2 in a row. Clemson says that's enough.
Yeah, they were able to shut that down. They played, post plant quite well, just covering each other's angles, and that was something that Clemson has been doing quite well. And yeah, it's a really big momentum stop. They got 2 rounds in a row, and well, North Carolina got 2 rounds in a row. So Clemson is just like, okay, we got to stop that tempo before it starts picking up. And now it's going above 6 when you get to your defense rounds, which is going to be really helpful for them.
Yeah, and I think that right here, we're just going to be seeing a little bit more of just kind of anything. I'm not really sure what to expect from this next round because, we've got North Carolina kind of this weird split by just because of the fact that they have been losing people even in the rounds they were winning. But look at that, Viper is going to be able to get a kill with a Bucky still. Like it's a split by, but it's absolutely not an accident. And so Clemson, they just won the round. But I think because North Carolina kind of is a little bit more confident in their shoes, they really are able to pull off pretty much anything here. I don't think that they're worried about this next round as much, especially after that first pickup here. We're going to be seeing Killjoy place that turret a little bit deeper into the A spawn, rotate there, just to make sure that they can catch him off guard. Beaglefat going to be taking out Hayden's dad and doing a lot of damage to the Jet on Clem's side here. Clem going to be going down just 2 players here, and looks like Logbog just 1 HP is going to be able to get a kill, but Arctic trades it right back out. It's going to be just down to Clem U, who is going to get a kill on Arctic, but not before Vintage shuts it down here, and NCSU going to be picking up their 3rd round.
Yeah, and this is a big pickup as well. Once again, just kind of answering back, saying you got us in the first, couple rounds. You got us in the first 5 rounds, not gonna lie. So now they want to bring up the tempo. They're like, okay, we can't let this keep going. Okay, so I'm glad that North Carolina's fighting a little bit of a rhythm. They're starting to understand how Clemson wants to move, and they're adjusting accordingly.
Yeah, but check out this aggression here. Logbog and you on Clemson's side, they are both in the double digits for kills and just absolutely going at it. The aggression that's coming from those 2 characters here. I mean, you got you playing Breach as a duelist, and it's just a lot of fun to watch, and it's really giving NCSU a hard time. But Viper going to be able to take out Sultan before he's traded out by Hayden's dad. Watching now as Logbog going to be holding up the side and just using the singular knife that's remaining in the ult. So you're going to try to get a headshot through the smoke. Unfortunately, there is nobody in the smoke to headshot. Elon's not going to take out Jack, so we've got a 1-man advantage on the side of NCSU here. But as the Omen blind comes out, we are going to be seeing a pretty aggressive push. You going to take out Beaglefat and Arctic in one single spray down here. Hayden's dad, Vintage going to be getting some trades here. Vintage going to be actually baiting out with Elok the Sock here, but it doesn't quite work out for him. But it does in the end, though. Elok the Sock, wait. Oh my god, I thought you had that. You was going to get the double spray down on Elok and the Sage, but unfortunately, it just did not work out. Elok was going to be able to come out of the res and into the spray down to get the defuse.
Yeah, I was sweating there for a second too. I was saying, you was just around the corner. He's waiting for the res to complete and then try to get the Sage on the repeak. He ended up getting the Sage when it came back, but Elok already had the crosshairs just prepared. So you're just ready. So we're trying to bring this up, trying to not make that, 6-0 original score at the half matter as much as we go into our final round here in the half.
Honestly, if NCSU can win this last round here, it is absolutely winnable. I mean, it's already absolutely winnable, but yeah, we're really kind of eating our words about that 5-0 in the beginning here. NCSU is doing a great job.
Yeah, this is just a straight up, I wouldn't say Caster's curse, but yeah, they were starting to roll with a little bit of momentum, and then we're like, okay, yeah, they're gonna do well, and then yeah, and then NCSU took that personally.
Absolutely. NCSU, though, doing a pretty great job here, just holding down the line here. We are going to be watching the aggressive push from mid into B here. But as you can see, NCSU has kind of figured out their utility stack, and they know exactly what they need to push in order to prevent Clem from being the aggressive beasts that they are known to be right now. We watch Beaglefat take out Logbog there, and he gets a double kill with the op onto you here. You and Logbog both going to be down. This is going to make this absolutely easy for NCSU. Beaglefat going to be getting another kill here. Now down to a 4th here. Are we going to be watching Beaglefat get the ace here. It is just going to be a 3v1. Omen, last man standing, still on B side here. Is BeagleFat going to find the op shot here? He is! The ace for BeagleFat is going to be bringing this into a 5-7, and NCSU puts themselves on the board for the next half to possibly get a win after being rolled 5 in a row.
Yeah, they're put the foot down now. They're just like, okay, you know what? We can't let them roll with momentum like that. And something happened, once round 7 happened. They were down, 6-0, and then they were just like, okay, you know what? We gotta do something. And so at the half, it is 5-7. It is really, really good in terms of swinging momentum. But this first round on pistol is going to be really important as well to see who starts rolling the first couple rounds with that advantage.
And I think it's super important that NCSU gets this pistol round here because the fact that they have to deal with having 2 Sentinels on an attack side. You're dealing with Sage and Killjoy on attack, which gets rid of a lot of aggression utility that they could have used otherwise. Logbot could be starting off with a very nice frenzy kill and doing a little bit of damage though. So it looks like Clemson, they are still doing some work here, but all of them are now pretty damaged here. But Jax and Logbot going to be picking up some kills here before Vintage is going to be able to finish off Jax. Watching now, Logbot finally goes down as well, but Arctic does get traded out by you and Sultanate here taking out Vintage. So while the spike did get planted by NCSU, Clemson ultimately is going to come out on top, and this is going to be pretty detrimental for NCSU's economy in the next round. We might be seeing them push the lost pistol round, second round with not really doing much. But hopefully they are going to be able to come back from this.
Yeah, they are going to be playing a little bit more reserved, obviously, with their buys that they have. We'll see if that really changes anything going into this. If they are going to just try to hard swing and trade each other, we see that we see the frenzy getting picked up by Viper, and that's one of the things that we used to see in pistol round when the frenzy was 400. It was everybody else runs in there with classics, and then you just trade them out with the frenzy. So we'll see if that's the play.
Absolutely. We see Logbot here with the judge here. That close judge hold is going to be really powerful, but unfortunately, though, it's you with the Spectre. It's going to pick up a 3K spray down. That is absolutely detrimental. We're only down to Viper here, and I don't think that the trades are going to come out quite as we intended them to. Viper going to be trying to hold up the back with the turret here to give a little bit of information if anyone does swing from the back, which it does look like we've got a few members of Clemson that are planning on doing that here. But Viper just trying to get anything here. You just want to ruin their economy a little bit here. And it is going to work out, though. Jack's going to go down. That is one less Spectre on the battlefield. And now we're going to be seeing Owen coming from the back. But if Owen peeks that corner, going to be getting revealed by that turret. You on basically 1 HP. Let's see what's going to happen. If all Viper needs to do is get a one-shot here. But unfortunately, you peeks out faster than Viper can react and gets a spray down with the Spectre. A 4K coming from Clemson U.
Yeah, and Yu is just doing quite well. He just hiding in A rafters, just waiting for them to kind of swing into B heaven, and got that spray down. I was expecting, the rundown by Viper to just get the trades after the initial shot, but yeah, it's just holding down the fort. Did end up taking the gun out of Jax's hands, which hurts only Jax. So we'll see how well they play out this next round.
Absolutely. Ooh, nice aggressive defense here coming from Clemson. North Carolina was going to be trying to push up on B side here, but Clemson with the judge just absolutely powerful. Elok is going to get the trade out of here, so it drops down to a 4v4 situation. BeagleFat pushing from the back here. We see that Clemson is holding pretty deep into mid here, but Sultanate, unfortunately, not going to do much there. He gets sprayed through the wall by Elok here, and Elok going to be trying to get the 3K out on Breach here, making sure that his mid top is covered there. Ropes not going to be able to be peeked from with that smoke, but as the rest of NCSU pushes up, they are going to have to deal with you, and one perfectly timed flash could end this run here. We've seen you win this spray down before, but with only 12 bullets in the chamber, will he remember to reload? Watching now as Jax pushes in from the back here. This slow walk all the way up there is going to allow him to get a single spray down here. Elok does trade it out for the 3K, but that's going to be bringing down NCSU to just 3 members and their Omen on a quite low HP here. Only 26 HP remaining after getting a 3K. They are going to get the free rotation into A, though. Yu still has yet to finish his rotate, and Elok with a 4K. He takes out you. He does manage to actually win that gunfight just because of the fact that you had no idea where to possibly look at. And it is going to be solely up to Clemson's Omen to try and win this round here. But I think that NCSU could get this locked down, especially given the fact they've still got the Killjoy utility to work out and hold that site. Beagle Fat going to be pushing up here, going to take the shot on the Hayden's dad, and great round by NCSU.
Yeah, they kind of punished the aggressive push. We saw, Clemson Logbog just go, you know what, we're going to tailwind right into market. And it's something that Clemson was doing on offense. They took mid as quickly as possible and kind of pushed that and made sure that they couldn't take up as many spaces. They couldn't really rotate out, and they had control of mid, which is really important. But the way how North Carolina decided to play that out, they were playing it a little bit more slowly, and they were just like, okay, we'll find our picks here and there, and then we'll make our decision. And, that's what ended up winning them that round.
Yeah, super aggressive push this round here by NCSU up into B site here. We see Jax holding out, doing some pretty aggressive holding as Cypher. All of that Cypher util has been utilized to its fullest extent here. We see that B is just unable to be pushed through, and unfortunately they don't have any Phoenixes to just ult through to eat all of the utility, so they are going to have to work on dealing with it themselves. You going to get taken out early by Arctic. That's a big pickup. NCSU definitely going to be sitting pretty after that one. And as we see Clemson just trying to figure out where to go, we see Rays holding on A site by themselves here. A 3-piece stack onto B with Omen figuring out where to get this rotate. Going to be rotating over to A site, throwing the smokes a little bit prematurely here, but NCSU ultimately did decide to go through B site. They are going to be able to clear out that Cypher utility. And as we see Jax, though, he knows exactly where Viper's going to come from. He gets the headshot through the smoke. That was actually pretty incredible here. Vintage is going to be getting the res here, and let's watch now as NCSU with a 2-man advantage is going to be holding out B site, and they've got both of the Sentinels alive to utilize the Sage Wall. You've got the Killjoy turret, you've got the Killjoy grenades. This is going to be a hard retake for Clemson, and I think that NCSU is happy about that. Logbog goes down, Vintage takes out Tolkien in the crossfire. Just give it to Jax here, and Jax misses those sheriff shots, so Viper gets a 2K to clean it up here, and NCSU going 7-9.
Yeah, they're starting to find a little bit of momentum. That initial push that they did, Jax had the right idea of, okay, he put up the camera, it was shot immediately. So he was like, okay, they're gonna try to execute on B. He did get that one shot. He got that headshot initially. I believe it was on Viper, who was trying to push onto site. But after that, it was just really difficult for Clemson to play the retake. NCSU just kind of had it locked down. So hopefully they could keep that momentum rolling into these next couple rounds.
Yeah, we're watching right now Omen just kind of holding out on B. Both Omens, actually, both Elok the Sonic and Hayden's dad, just throwing their utility out just to kind of counter any sort of movement in that region. You got Clemson kind of on their toes. It looks like they are expecting a B push here. You've only got to worry about Jax on A side here, but he's holding that out with a camera. There's no way that NCSU is going to be able to get onto A side without alerting Cypher, who can just tell the rest of the team, hey, it's time to rotate here. And as we see it come out, there is the rotation. We're watching everyone from Clemson move over to A side as soon as Jax got that little iota of information, and we're waiting now to see what the push is going to be. Fortunately for Vintage, there's not going to be anyone holding deep into A here. Clemson's going for a quite conservative defense right now, and it looks like Hayden's dad's going to be either rotating up to heaven or possibly preemptively rotating back here. Arctic going to be soloing onto B side here, make a little bit more noise, which is going to draw more of the defenders over towards B here before the ultimate push comes out onto A. Here it is. We see Jet and Killjoy rushing out extremely fast here with the smokes coming from Elok the Sock. Hayden's side going to be getting the first shot out onto Vintage right now. Jax pushing out, holding deep onto A side here. Just right in the middle of the site, waiting for any last stragglers. None of them are going to come, though. Gets picked off by Elok Sock sitting in the corner, and Elok is just holding out right now, making sure that nobody can come in, protecting his team right now. Viper, unfortunately, going to be getting hit by that U ult here, and Beagle Fat is going to take out Sultanate, though, through the ultimate here. Hayden's dad going to go down as well. Viper taking out U. What an incredible hold by NCSU here. No matter the breach ult, they were still able to hold that down.
Yeah, that was just really good play there. They were completely ulted out. They could only fire in, single shot bursts. Also woozy, So Beagle Fat was just able to hold down that corner, just tap when needed. And it just worked out in their favor. I'm really surprised that, after the ult, the push didn't clear them completely out. So this is a big win for North Carolina. They just ended up getting ults out of them, taking util out, and now just starting to roll a little bit.
Yeah, it's pretty cool to see NCSU coming back this hard, especially given the first 6 rounds here. Beagle Fat is going to be picking up the first shot on a Jax. That's powerful. You though going to be trading out onto Viper. That is a central trade here. And as Vintage tries to push around the corner with that Omen blind, unfortunately just not going to be fast enough. You running around with the knife out. I hate saying you, because it's like I'm not talking about Kanashi. I'm talking about this breach, but it's like this is taking me out of it. It's so difficult, some of these names. I do love it though. We're gonna be watching now Sultanate over in A ropes, holding out for absolutely nobody, since NCSU is pushing still a mid to B split here. It is going to be a battle of the Jets out in mid though. Logbog going to be holding with just a shorty. I'm actually curious to see what's going to happen here. This could go either way. We see Clem on a super save round right now, and so this is still anyone's game though, just given how they're going to be able to play. Look at that, Hayden Zad getting the pick. Oh my god, he gets a headshot on a Raze here, and fortunately the Raze had that full armor, going to be able to get healed up by Sage here, but that was a massive detriment. Raze going to be ulting here, and unfortunately not going to quite connect up through here. The 4v3 is going to come out. The favor does end up going towards NCSU still though. We see Vintage getting a double spray down before getting taken out by Sultanate. Elon's not going to be taking out Hayden Sad, but Logbog ultimately gets the trade. It is now Arctic versus Logbog here, and Arctic healed up by Sage previously. That Sage is really coming in clutch here, and look at that, Arctic is going to be able to take out Logbog. We see NCSU tying this up just because of a Sage heal.
Yeah, most people, it is a thankless job, really. Vintage being able to heal up Arctic has enough HP to really take on that fight at the end. But you also saw, the mind games coming out from Arctic. They knew which direction they were. Logbog knew that they were coming from Garage after the initial shots. So they go for the defuse. They go for like probably a half defuse. But Arctic threw down the blast pack, made him think, okay, we're gonna jump pack into sight, and then they just waited on it, which was really smart on them, able to allow them to tie up the rounds now.
Oh, Logbog misses the op shot, and Beagle Fat pretty thankful to come out of that alive, doing just a tad bit of damage to Logbog here, removing the armor. That is going to come in handy later for sure, especially seeing now as Beagle Fat going to be just pushing out with the Jet ult here. But the blind is going to work out well for Hayden Sad here. We see Clemson's Omen just doing some work, locking down B Heaven by themselves. Look at that spray down as well, taking out Vintage as well. Jack's coming up for a kill, but Beagle Fat trades it out immediately. Going to be down to the 2v4 situation, and we're watching as you get taken out by Beagle Fat as well. Beagle Fat, nice 2k. Going to be a 3k if they're going to switch out to just make sure they hold the site here. Luckily you got Killjoy utility as well helping out, but unfortunately for NCSU, Killjoy is going to get taken out by Sultanate pretty early on. Beagle Fat is going to have to try to go for the ace, but if anyone can do it, it is them. We've seen them do it before. Unfortunately though, missing the headshots onto Hayden Zad, and Hayden Zad gets the 3k instead to finish off the round in favor of Clemson.
Yeah, they tried to go for that. They had a really solid crossfire going on in B Heaven. We saw you on the rafter side towards Heaven, and then we had Hayden's dad more towards spawn side on stairs. So because of that crossfire, they knew that they were trying to come through. They were like, okay, we'll just throw utility at them, wait for them to really get in, and then we'll pick them off one at a time. And that really worked out for Clemson, trying to make sure that this game does go in their favor.
And really, it is going to be just up to whatever NCSU can do for taking out the economy this round. If they could get picks, even if they lose it, it'll help them out in the next one. And really, once you get close to these, like, one more until it's going to be match point, 2 more until it's going to be match point. It's really down to that. It's down to the economy and what what situation you're going to be dealing with. Logbog still able to hold on to this op is really harming NCSU, even if Logbog sometimes misses those shots here. Beagle Fat, though, not going to be missing shots on Hayden's dad here. Sultanate and Arctic both going to be getting a trade out here. Sultanate ultimately, though, getting the kill from the grave here. Logbog as well, taking out Vincent before Elock the Stock is going to trade it. And we're now down to the 4v2 situation. The Killjoy is going to prevent any more pushes. Unfortunately, though, that Killjoy ult just not too useful. It held off Jax just a bit, but ultimately, nobody was really close enough for it to pull off much more than just a scare tactic. We're seeing Jax and you time their push together here. The blind's going to come out. One, there's two. It's going to be all of them going simultaneously, but Elock is ready for it. He takes out Jax. You going to be getting blinded, and Elock does not actually push it there. He's not sure if he did get it. You timing just a little bit off there, almost gets taken up by Killjoy. Is he going to be going for the he was going to go for the ninja, but it was just that Killjoy utility that alerted him, and then we just see Killjoy swing around super fast to get that pick.
Yeah, tying it up at 10 apiece, and these two teams are now like neck and neck. We thought it was one-sided. It is not. These two teams are here for a reason. And, you know, when it came down to North Carolina, they played that quite well. They knew that after the Cypher neural theft, they knew that they were both going to be in that corner. So you just tried to flash them like as much as possible. But Elock the Sock was just holding a really tight corner, making sure that they can't go for that. And yeah, trying to clean up the rest of it.
Yeah, but we got a super aggressive push by Logbog. It did not work out, though. Clemson actually biting off a little bit more than they could chew. We see NCSU walking away with a one-man advantage. And Hayden's dad going to be holding aggressively into B as well. And there we go. Sage going to be making this into a 5v3. Gosh, after Sage got nerfed a while ago, people stopped using Sage in competitive a lot, but it is still absolutely viable. Sage has been clutching up a couple of these rounds for NCSU, but oh, look at Sultan, what a dirty headshot onto Elock the Sock as soon as he pushed out in the mid here. We see this come out, and unfortunately, though, that right click not going to be enough to take out a Phantom Hit from Beagle Fat.
Yeah, that played out quite well for them. Logbog just tried to get, a quick pick using a smoke and a shorty. It did end up getting one. I didn't quite catch where you fell. But that was one thing that I was saying, like, if you do get a trade out with just a shorty, it's worth it because that's a $200 gun. It's the cheapest, not free gun that you can get in the game. And if you can trade that out for literally any other gun, or just a kill in general, it's way worth it. So they went for it. Logbog went for it, did get punished, and North Carolina is just making him pay for it with that res.
Yeah, that res really did kind of upset Clem a little bit, but we see Clem come back. Logbog with an op yet again. So even though NCSU had a pretty good couple rounds for detrimenting the economy, it's just really shocking. It's going to be shocking for them when they see that op come out again so soon. I don't think anyone's expecting it, especially as we see Logbog holding up that close A hold with the op. And, there is some fighting around mid. So I'm not sure if Clemson is going to be ready for this push, but Logbog, no matter what, is going to be able to do some work. Unfortunately, missing the shot, though, going down to 45 HP. Caster's Curse at its best. Arctic going to be leading the push up here, up against Logbog yet again. But Logbog, you've got one chance to make that op worth it. Otherwise, that is going to be a $5,000 mistake. 87 Jacks are going to be getting spray downs here to bring this into a 5v3, but Arctic going to be doing its work as well. Beagle Fat, oh my gosh, so much has happened. It's going to be down to Arctic. The 1v3 situation right now is Arctic's already onto the site here. We see Omen teleport away, but Logbog is going to get the headshot onto Arctic, and Clemson makes this an 11v11.
Yeah, that was just a really quick push. They tried to get in as quickly as possible, and yeah, it was surprising. Logbog missed the initial shot. Usually teams like to push that as quickly as possible and punish the initial shot and force the reload. But yeah, just the use of tailwind. Clemson, Logbog was able to back out, get a couple picks later, and yeah, the team was just there and ready. So now that the score's tied up, it could go either way at this point.
Logbog pushing yet again, getting shot through the wall, and NCSU, they're going to be trying this aggressive push yet again. Jack's going to take out Beagle Fat. That's a large pickup for Clemson here. North Carolina is going to be reeling from that one, especially as Vintage not able to get the wall up in time. Clemson really doing some great stuff. Unfortunately, though, 2 of their members are at extremely low HP. NCSU could capitalize on that if they get a couple really good spray downs here. No ults left for NCSU, though, as Sultanate is going, or as Arctic is going to go down here. Watch the Elok take out you, and it is down to just Viper. 1v3 situation here. They've got the Op to worry about. They've got a full HP Omen to worry about. But Cypher, is going to be potentially a good pick here. Anything could happen, though. We're seeing Logbog lock down that spike. They know exactly where it is. If Viper can get the shot, though, he does. That's going to be pretty massive. Watching now, putting the turret to the side, putting the alarm bot on the corner rotate. This could be a really good play for Viper. Having anyone left alive, Viper, I think, is going to be the, and by Viper, I mean Killjoy. Gosh, this is so hard. It is going to be the best player, honestly. Just getting that information here to make sure that you're going to be safe. And watching now as the headshot comes out onto Jax here. Not a headshot, but it is a clean spray down. But unfortunately, Hayden's dad is going to capitalize on the confusion and ultimately gets the win here, bringing us into match point in favor of Clemson.
Yeah, this one was really close, and I was saying, in my head, when it comes down to Viper being the last one alive, how much of the utility is going to be used to kill someone? Because you had both Cypher, who was really low. You had I think it was just 12 HP Jet. So when it came down to, if you put up a turret, for example, and the Jet decided to peek it and got shot by it, it would have killed him. So just trying to figure out what's the timing when it comes down to planting versus just going for it, going for kills and trying to set up. But yeah, we're getting down into match point.
For NCSU, if they can tie it up, they got a couple more rounds. But if they lose this, Clemson can walk away with the first map here. Logbog going to be taking on Arctic. That's a pretty massive pickup. Luckily for NCSU, they do have their Killjoy ult, and let's see how well that works out from here. We do see a few members of Clemson still sitting in it, but ultimately they are going to be able to escape just in time. We see NCSU timing their push out a little bit weakly. Unfortunately, they could have pushed that a lot sooner, but they didn't. We see a trade outcome, but U is going to be able to get a double spray down, and it's not looking good. We got Sentinels only left for NCSU. What are they going to be able to pull off? We got the Sage and the Killjoy. U going to be holding a very tight angle up against that wall, but that wall could be used to push up against. Unfortunately, though, Clemson decides to take out the wall, and NCSU could be trying to push from the back, see what they can find here as they are ultimately going to just try to get picks here. They know that a plant is unlikely. I think that they're going to try to get that 2v4, just get 2 picks each here as they split across. Sage possibly trying to rotate over to A side here. Going to get locked down a little bit by Logbog, but as Viper manages to pick up 1 kill, U ultimately does get it, and it's just going to be a Sage 1v3 for NCSU's life here on this map. Logbog misses the shot, giving him a chance. Unfortunately, though, that breach ult is going to end their career, and U going to be walked away. 13-11 win for Clemson.
Yeah, that was a really close match, especially after the initial look that we had. Here's the final scoreboard, by the way. Logbog and you doing the most damage here, having 26 apiece. Meanwhile, Beagle Fat and Elok the Sock doing really solid work for North Carolina. But yeah, when it comes down to this final matchup, in general, once again, this is a best of 3. So we are going to see these 2 teams go head to head again. We got to figure out what the next map is afterwards. But really, these 2 teams were head to head the entire time, except for, that first quarter.
Yeah, that honestly, that very first 6 rounds, I was like, North Carolina, what are you doing? You're sleeping, you haven't woken up yet. But they really did manage to come back, and I'm super surprised they tied it up. It was 10-10, it was 11-11. Very, very great try by them, and I think that they've got a chance this next map, which I believe the next map is their pick. Correct me if I'm wrong.
I believe so. So I believe the next one is Bind. I'm not 100% sure on that. Please don't quote me. But I think that they were deciding between the maps that were remaining. The first one was Split, and then it's either Bind or Icebox next. So we'll see how that goes. But overall, this match, besides the 0-6 start, it was really neck and neck. The second that switched, At round 7, we saw the initial pick. Elok the Sock was able to just like turn on them as quickly as possible. Then Beagle Fat had the op, just started picking off a couple people here and there, and they started to figure them out a little bit. They were saying, okay, well, they push quite a bit often. We just play default. We wait for them, get the picks. Beagle Fat had the ace on round 12. That was something that was, insane to watch. But yeah, I was really glad that Clemson was able to utilize what they had remaining. They knew, okay, you know what, this is match point. Might as well blow as much utility as possible and make it work. And yeah, they made that work.
Honestly, Clemson's team play is incredible, but NCSU, they do have the mechanical skill to actually come out on top potentially. So we're going to be seeing something amazing in this next map. I can feel it. I can feel that NCSU does not want to get shut out. They do not want to just lose that momentum they had. They brought it from having a 6-round deficit all the way up to tied 11-11. I think that they are going to try to take this back as hard as possible.
Yeah, they're gonna take a shot at this for sure. I was saying at first, like, okay, maybe you might want to like mentally reset after getting 0-6, but I'm so glad that they didn't. They were just like, you know what, we gotta just turn this on right now. So they did. They fought back. They clawed their way back. So now we just have to see what they do on this next map. And yeah, it was just really neck and neck for the most part. And I'm glad that NC State took it personally and they were like, okay, you know what, we gotta step up a little bit. And now that we actually have a match going on, I'm ready to see the next match of this best of 3.
It's gonna be a good one for sure. NC State definitely did not want to come this far just to get shut out now, so they're gonna be putting up quite the fight, I think. And once we get confirmation that the teams are ready, I think we'll just jump right into it. Looks like, yeah, it is going to be bind, and once we wait for the last 2 players to come back in, we should just jump into it. Very, very excited to see how NC State is going to be playing on their own pick here.
Yeah, they're gonna try to bounce back for sure. They don't want a slow start. I really do want them to push the tempo, at least make the first couple rounds not so snowbally. Just say like, okay, you know what, we could stop a little bit earlier. We can get we're trying to probably win round 3, which is the one where you get your full guns and your full set. And hopefully they could keep that rolling instead of having to, stop, halt, figure it out, do it again. But yeah, for the most part, these 2 teams are really, really neck and neck. I'm glad that we are going to see, more of this. And obviously the winner is going to be able to face off against whoever wins against Indiana and Texas A&M. So we have that to look forward to as well.
Yeah, and that's going to be the match that is very, very important. That is the finals. That is going to be the $1,000 round. And what if NC State up in the next map? What if they bring Clemson to their knees with 6-0? What if they just flip the script a little bit? What's the likelihood of that happening?
I mean, I'd be totally down for that. They want to push that. They want to say, hey, you know what? You may have gotten us in the first half, but not anymore. We're out here. We're actually going to fight and duke it out now. So I'm glad that we are going to be able to see that. We are getting into the picks. Once again, it is bind. I was correct. I wasn't tripping. For a second, I was like, Arctic, please pick that. Please pick the Viper. But that. It didn't happen.
We're going to be seeing Sky pulled out on Bind. That is something that I am extremely excited to see here. Sky coming out is a massive change to the meta on Bind. Sky only really being allowed in competitive matches in the competitive map pool for the last couple weeks here, I think just actually over a month, and really going to be a fun round to watch here. We've got 2 duelists, 1 initiator, 1 controller, 1 sentinel coming out on Clemson. Very, very standard, except instead of your usual Sova that you see here on Bind, you've got Sky. So you're trading out those information arrows for some flashes. Over on NCSU, though, we do see the standard Jet, Raze, Sova, Omen, and Cypher come out, and I think that this is going to be a battle of the meta versus the shift. This is pretty incredible to watch.
Yeah, this is going to be really interesting to see. The only difference in terms of roster is that Sova versus Sky. Sky gives you the utility to heal though, um, allowing for a little bit more sustainability in that department. And also, bird flashes. Those are a thing. So they don't worry about birds. But other than that, I mean, Sova's pretty standard as well. So I feel like that's going to be the biggest difference. It's like who is going to gather information and how are they going to use it.
One thing as well to point out is that last round we kept talking about Sage doing some incredible work for NCSU. Sage helped them out a lot. So now that they don't have a healer, but Clemson does, this could be bad for NCSU, but only time will tell. We do know that they're capable of great stuff here. We see Jax locking down A site, and the entirety of Clemson is going to be ready to rotate out. We're watching all the rotations come through pretty immediately. Unfortunately for NCSU, they're not going to be able to get a foothold to push in. But as the B push lightens up here, we're seeing Arctic get a little bit deep into B here, pushing up to Hookah. Unfortunately, they are going to deal with the Logbog Jet. I'm sorry, it's Sultanate actually on Jet this time for Clemson, and this is going to change things up a little bit, but no, it looks like Sultanate unfortunately pushes a little bit too far. Going to be stuck in for the retake already. Watching as NCSU is filing into sight here. Oh, but U is going to be able to get the shot out. Sultan as well takes that Yonko stock right after. Beagle Fat does get the trade, though. It's going to be down to a 3v3 as before it even began here. Looking now, Logbog playing the Raze this time. Going to be just holding down this this site by themselves while the rotates come in through CT. The rotates have come in now. Backup has arrived, but with Jax at 4 HP, Logbog getting taken down, and Hayden's dad only at 47 HP. This is not looking good for Clemson. NCSU is going to take the pistol round.
Yeah, they were playing that quite patiently. They did exactly what they wanted to do. They pushed into bathrooms as quickly as possible, and then they were just like, okay, you know what? We'll take out some of the util. We'll force the rotation, and in that time, Logbog was just waiting, or was trying to just hold down A site on their own. Actually, it was U on the Sky, holding down B on their own. And by that time, Arctic was already there for NCSU, just saying, okay, you know what? We just push through, make sure that they can't, retake the site and play from there.
Ooh, NCSU starting out with a very big pickup there, taking out Logbog. Sultanate is going to trade it out. It's down to a 4v4. We've swapped the Raze for a Jet, and let's see what's going to happen as NCSU tries to push through on A site here. Looks like they are debating backing off. That Cypher utility burned a little bit early to make sure that no rotations come through. But as Clemson lost the pistol round. They're not going to be pushing too aggressively. I don't think that Cypher needed to utilize that utility right there, just given the fact that it's all still pistols and kind of a burn round for Clemson. But NCSU already showing that they've got to try to get these pushes through. Clemson holding steadfast on the sights here. We see Jax just using this camera, making sure there's nobody else pushing on B. You ready to kind of clap back with that bird flash and push through with doing a little bit of damage to the classic. Clemson does want to take these guns out of NCSU's hands just in case NCSU does win around here. Here's that bird flash getting primed and ready here. Going to be playing as well on the information. You're going to get a lot of flashes here. Arctic going to be able to take out you, though, before anything can come from it. Jax pushed in the corner by Omen and also his own Cypher cages here. We're going to be seeing Sultanate take out Arctic. It's going to be down to the 3v3 situation here. Now a 2v3 as NCSU picking up the man advantage. Hayden's dad drops down. Jax somehow still alive, is surviving the push here. And it's going to be Sultanate here with the frenzy up in Hookah. Unfortunately, getting shot through the wall by Elok the Sock, who has a Phantom somehow already. We're watching Jax now, the 1v2 here. You've got Sova arrows, you've got Phantoms, and unfortunately, though, that Phantom, Jax, you got that headshot, but Elok had armor and a Phantom. It's just not going to work out. We see NCSU picking up the second round.
Yeah, that pickup of the Phantom round 2 was from Beagle Fat. They bought that and I think light armor and just trying to get through, but died immediately. But they were traded out, so they were able to keep that Phantom going into round 2, and that was the difference. With Elok the Stock having that. probably won them that round against the other push coming out from Clemson.
Yeah, gosh, I didn't even notice it going in the first round. I feel kind of bad for not noticing it, but it's just kind of hilarious because I don't think that Clemson was ready for a Phantom. I mean, we saw Sultanate pushing in the back corner, like I'm safe here, and then no, you've got big boy guns that can shoot through walls. Like, that was just really, really interesting to see. But NCSU going to be going extremely aggressively here onto the A push here. Hayden's dad is going to be able to take out Arctic pretty quickly with a Phantom of their own right now. Elok the Sock going to be planting in default and watching now as the rest of NCSU files out onto the site, as Clemson files out onto the site here. Unfortunately, though, Elok the Sock was trying to push in to U-Haul, but Jax holding steadfast here. Vintage gets the shot, but not before Logbog and Sultanate do some damage themselves here. BeagleFat trading it out, but you ultimately is going to be getting the last kill there. And Clemson coming back, putting themselves on the scoreboard 1-2.
Yeah, they're gonna just get this quick defuse, bring it up. They were saying, okay, you've got a couple rounds on us, now we have full guns, we're ready to go. So it's gonna be really interesting to see what Clemson decides to go with here now that they do have they kind of a little bit of a broken buy, but North Carolina should be able to get full buys as well. Actually, no, Arctic is going to be down just a little bit, so it's pretty even in terms of the gun rounds here. So yeah, as we head into round 4, we'll see what each team decides to play and what they want to push.
Yeah, we've got a couple ultimates on either side as well. We've got Sultanate on Clemson with the Jet ult, and I'm surprised to not just see a pistol and then use the Jet ult in order to save up for an op. But Sultanate is doing some work with that Vandal. They are going to be able to take out Viper here. Watching now as just Logbog doing what they can to hold up. It's so frustrating to see somebody named Viper not playing Viper. I'm so sorry. It's so confusing when I call out the names. NCSU holding the sidelines here, just waiting to push out B, but U is going to hold it out, taking out Arctic, double spray down to take out Elok the Sock, but Vintage does manage to make sure that is not a triple spray down here. But as they are the last man saying, they're going to get quadruple push right now. We see the teleporter get hit, and Vintage luckily does still have the spike in their possession, but they are going to have to deal with a bunch of roamers. Looks like the that Cypher util is coming out in clutch right now. Those trapwires might be given a little bit of info if they can survive this next push here. Logbog shooting through the box, luckily not doing much here. We see Omen coming in contact with those trapwires. Are they going to hit him? No, they are going to shoot him though, which will alert Cypher as to where Clem is pushing from. But I think Vintage is just going to be playing this extremely conservatively. They want to save that Vandal. They do not have a lot of utility. They do not have a lot of economy, especially in this next round here. We see Clemson tying it up 2-2. Rest in peace, the 6-0 dream from NCSU.
10 seconds
Yeah,
left.
they're just gonna have to hold on to the spike and say, you know what, we're gonna keep our gun. We'll let you have the round. That's fine. It's just really difficult. You lost a lot of your teammates. You can't really rotate to either side. So yeah, I think the save was a solid call. Might hurt their economy later, but we'll have enough to at least get armor, which is important.
Yeah, and well, if they decide to push the armor, it looks like Vintage is actually going to just be holding on to those 1,100 pity dollars and just decide to go for utility buys instead.
Yeah, I would also, yeah, that's what I was saying. They would drop it to somebody who has full armor, who could afford full armor. So it's more of a hero play. This is a hero Arctic that we're gonna see. So if Arctic goes down early, well, as I mentioned,
like that,
it's not gonna look good for the rest of the push.
Yeah, and Logbog gonna capitalize on that as well, getting a boom buddy kill at that onto Jet, and we're gonna be seeing NCSU's push unfortunately crumble. They are gonna be able to take out the Jet and the Raids though, but we're just gonna be watching now. Logbog just cleaning some stuff up here. Sky's down, but you know, NCSU, you've got to get a couple more pickups here. We see Vintage picking up the Vandal yet again. You're like, oh, that didn't work. Sorry, Arctic, but you know, luckily Vintage back in possession of the Vandal. Let's see if they're going to be able to save it 2 rounds in a row and just keep this Vandal dream alive, or if they're going to be going for some picks to try to detriment Clemson's economy just that much. Luckily, Vintage does have a buddy this time, a half HP Omen to help support you on the sidelines with these smokes here. But unfortunately, Vintage is located here. That tracking dart is going to be revealing all here. Jack sitting in the smoke is going to be able to take out Elok. No more half HP Omen friend for you, Vintage, and we're going to be watching now. Hopefully, Vintage can save this Vandal. I want this Vandal to go until the end of the match here. Let's just see if he can do it. Unfortunately, it looks like he's going to be going for the push this time. Oh, he takes out Jax, though. That's actually a pretty good trade. That Vandal was worth it. Bought over 4 minutes ago. Still doing some work. And there we go. Vintage doing a pretty great hero play 2 rounds in a row.
I was like, man, that's gonna be a family heirloom by the end of this game. It's gonna be passed down generation to generation. But it's finally out of their hands. They're gonna have to get a new one. It's unfortunate, but that is what's happening here. Clemson's still sitting economically pretty well. Meanwhile, NCSU has just got to figure out how they're gonna land this attack and go head to head here.
Yeah. Okay, it looked like Logbog just shot his own boom buddy, but I think that it was shot by other people. Boy, okay, that was. Did you see that?
Yeah, they shot them both at the same time. I was like,
Did you destroy your own boom buddy? But no, it was NCSU shooting. I think that at this point, we're just kind of enjoying the show here. NCSU low key fighting for their lives right now, and at the end of the day, though, they are putting on a pretty good show. Jack Sultan going to be picking up some early kills, so Viper is going to take out by taking out Hayden's down with the Sova ult here. We see Clemson with they've got 4 people up, but unfortunately, they do have a low health Cypher. Is Sky going to be able to get around to the side to get that heal off? We will see. Time will tell. Looks like that is going to happen here. Cypher is going to get that heal, go into the sight lines, get that hug from Animal Mama, and we're going to be watching now as the rest of NCSU tries to figure out where this push is going to come from. They know that there's no sort of aggression behind them from Clemson, given the Cypher utility. However, they are still worried about this push up here, and yeah, Jack's going to be just shooting down through the cage to take out Arctic here. Vintage taking out Sultan. That is a pretty big pickup themselves, but Jax is really holding the line here pretty incredibly well. And yeah, there's the 3K, possibly a 4K coming out. No, U is going to be taking out Viper for the end, and Clemson going 4-2 here.
yeah, the rotation from Sky to reheal Jax in that fight was really important. They were able to just keep the positioning going on in lamps and find picks whenever they tried to trickle back on. And also in that same fight, Logbog pushed up out of hookah. So if they were gonna go and rotate through B, they would have to go all the way around to long. Or if they did, decided to try to go through hookah, Logbog was just there and waiting.
Yeah, Logbog got pretty close to dropping a 30 bomb in the last game, and Logbog is doing a lot of work here as well. Just holding these sightlines, holding these hard angles, but it looks like the hookah push is going to be the move here for NCSU. Watching now, Clemson going to be nailing a lot of this Sky utility here. Nice recon to kind of figure out where the push is happening. Oh, there's only one down long. I think that the rest are going to be in hookah then, and we're seeing the NCSU watch that teleporter like a hawk. However, no member of Clemson is close enough to actually utilize it here. Hayden's dad, though, going to be holding down into the A-Link rotate, and I'm not sure if this is going to work out well for them. They could get 4 pushed, or they could get a spray down. Really, anything could happen, but it looks like as the rest of NCSU decides to push up through B long, it is still going to be 5-5 here with 50 seconds on the clock. You're going to be holding down pretty close. This angle here is great to hold with the Phantom, and it is going to work out. Going to be able to pick up 1 before getting taken down by Arctic, but Elok is going to ultimately take out Logbog while Viper takes out Hayden's dad. It is now a 4v2 situation. Clemson down 2 people here. 1 stacked on A site, 1 stacked on B site. The rotate is going to happen. They all take the teleporter out through A, and Jack's going to be last up on A here before we see Sultanate rotating here. Viper trying to get that straight out, but Jax holds that angle harder and just is going to come out on top. Sultanate is pushing up from heaven, but ultimately Sultanate does grab the shot onto Arctic through the Cypher cage. Pretty incredible shot there. Jax holding in this corner. Lamps, is Jax's spot. I don't think that anyone
Yeah.
has gotten through that yet, and so we're just seeing now. We're seeing the spike planted, but ultimately, Clemson does still have a massive hold here. As you see, Sultan pushing around through. The recon bolt is going to reveal the location of both the members of Clemson here, but Jax is just going to be able to grab those shots off on Vintage. It's only up to Sova here, but the double spray down, Sultan is going to come out on top, and Clemson ultimately gets the defuse here.
Yeah, that was a really close round, all things considered. It was kind of a save round coming out from North Carolina. They tried to get a couple picks. They did. They grabbed the 3 outside of B. But yeah, it was just a little bit shaky when it came down to the final push. They just weren't able to have, the weapons that they need. But now that they have full guns, this is going to be really, really close.
Honestly, the biggest thing here, though, we see NCSU BeagleFat pulling out that op, and the jet op on bind is probably the strongest jet op area. We're going to be seeing him hold out B showers just really aggressively, making sure that Clem is not going to be able to push through. But as the rest of NCSU kind of just like splits around, they're looking for anything they can. Logbog going to be able to get the spray down on Vintage pretty early on. Arctic takes a shot on Logbog, but Logbog does manage to get the nade out. It doesn't do much damage, but that was a good try here. We're down to a 4v4 situation. Good trades from both sides here. Watching as U just tries to hold down B to make sure the rest of NCSU isn't going to push this too aggressively, but it looks like they absolutely should have pushed this aggressively here. Omen was not rotated onto the site yet, and of course there's no way that NCSU could have known that, but it's unfortunate they didn't decide to push even more aggressively. It is going to be down to a 2v4 on B site until the rest of Clemson can rotate. So if NCSU can get that info with the owl drone, with the recon arrows, then this could be the push that secures them the round here, as long as they can pick up a couple kills here. But we see these bird flashes come out, we see the ultimate to find out where these players are coming from. Elock the Sock ultimately going to be getting that plant out here. We see the Omen ult and the Raze ult on the side of NCSU. Are they going to be using? Yes, the Raze ult is going to come out. Not going to quite connect though. But through the wall, going to be able to take out Jackson. But Clem U is going to be getting the double spray down onto Arctic and Elock. So the defuse is going to happen here. We see Jet and Sova holding in from long, and Sultan is going to take out BeagleFat, so they lose the op. Viper is going to get the double spray down as well though. But unfortunately, Clemson was able to get the defuse here. Close round, but Viper just not fast enough to take out the diffuser.
Yeah, they were able to just stick it, and that's sometimes, they say pros don't fake. They almost died there. They almost died for it, but it was worth it. They ended up, winning that round, bringing it up to 6-2. They're finding a little bit more of a rhythm again for Clemson. At first, they were just holding down everything and just being like, okay, you know what? The only 2 rounds that North Carolina got off of them were rounds where they didn't rotate fast enough to the other side. But now that they're taking their time with it, they're starting to figure that out a little bit more. And Clemson is being a little bit more helpful and impactful with their resources.
Yeah, I think that the biggest thing to take from this is that NCSU just they're trying to work on what Clemson is giving them, but Clemson's not giving them anything clear. Clemson's just holding very, very aggressively and very, very well. We see Viper unfortunately missing a couple of those off shots or those ult shots, but luckily Elock is going to be able to clear it out, taking out Jax here, which means that A site should be a little bit easier for him. Watching now as well as they've got the 1-man advantage up on Clemson. Clemson just going to try to get this retake as easily as possible. I think that Omen just teleported in the middle of the site to grab a little bit of information here. You did end up going down to BeagleFat. That's pretty massive. Sultan going to be holding with the ultimate here as Hayden's dad goes down to just 12 HP though. We see Elock picking up the kill here before getting traded out by Hayden's dad, but BeagleFat is ultimately going to be getting the round, and NC State comes out on top.
Yeah, it was just a little bit closer. They were able to swing and hold their angles a little bit better. And even though, Clemson isn't giving them like a certain pattern or a certain stay, North Carolina is just able to swing onto that and make sure that they can get what they can out of that.
I think that the biggest thing is that NC State is, they don't let Clem get more than 6 in a row. We saw that last time. We see this time. 6 is their limit. They're like, hey, that's like half of the score. You can stop now. And we see them kind of stacking up their ults now too. We've got Elock with an ult. We've got Jet. We've got Cypher with the ults here. It's pretty clear that NC State is ready to push and keep some energy to retake and retake some of the scoreboard here before going in the next half. But are they going to be able to fully collect on the picks? Once again, it's down to the picks. Clemson gets a pick, NC State trades it, but Clemson sometimes manages to get some free picks without the trades, and that's why Clemson has been getting round after round. Last time, NC State was able to get a really aggressive push. They had a one-man advantage up until the spike was actually planted, and they just held it out. And so if they can do that again, but that's the thing. Clemson is just really unpredictable, and NC State just hasn't figured out a solid pattern they can push for it.
Yeah, and they got a little bit of information with that sky, the wolf. It's actually a tiger, according to the bio. But yeah, sending out the tiger, and they're gonna try to initiate here.
Oh, and there's that ult here coming up from Omen. We see Vintage taking out Sultanate. That is a massive pickup. You're going to be flashing through the smoke here. Unfortunately, though, getting taken out by Arctic. NC State, here we go. This is what I was talking about. You get those 2 free picks here. They didn't have to trade those. They get the spike down as well with 11 seconds on the scoreboard. Hayden Zad ultimately does take out Beaglefat, though. So we're watching the 3v4 situation right now as Hayden Zad pushing through a little bit deeply into CT here. Viper going to be going for the shock darts into that CT door here, doing a little bit of damage, or at least just pushing out both the Raze and the Cypher. We're just going to try to figure out where the rest of NC State is just going to hold from, and Clemson is going to try to do what they can without any sort of information. We see Elock, though. What just happened? Elock just that happened so fast here. NC State ended up winning. Elock just didn't notice the Omen teleport behind him, but Hayden's dad unfortunately didn't even come out of that with any sort of victory. What did we just watch?
Yeah, I'm still trying to figure that out as well. But yeah, for the most part, it was they didn't stall them out, right? It was more like they got certain picks, they tried to push as far as they can, and yeah, just went in their favor. I guess. Oh, there's hyper aggression coming out from Sultanate already.
Oh wow, yep, pushing up with the judge is gonna be able to take out Vintage. That's a big pickup. NC State gonna be losing any sort of information that they can get from that Cypher. Luckily, they still have Stova who can give you a little bit of info, but that's a massive pickup, and it was a free kill as well. Nobody was able to refrag on that, so NC State is gonna be split up as well. We see Beaglefat and Omen stacked up in a lobby, super aggressive, cutting the team in half basically. They've still got to deal with the fact that they're sitting in A-Link. There's no way that NC State can push up through B main without dealing with that. Beaglefat can't really even push up into A main, and they've got the spike down. Clemson has full control of the spike right now, and there's no Raze ult to fully deal with it here. Beaglefat is going to take out Hayden's head. That's pretty massive, but let's see what's going to happen as we're just going to be seeing Logbog, unfortunately, though, not able to capitalize on that. Elock does a great job getting a double spray down on Sultanate and you. What is going to happen in this next one here? We see Jax up at the top here. He is going to be sitting on B side. The spike does come out here, and Jax locking down B just as hard as he was locking down A before. But Beaglefat jumped up to the top here, going to be able to get it. Logbog now finally up into the fight here. Where were you earlier? But unfortunately, though, as NC State grabs that spike plant, they're going to be locking this down here. That Omen Blind coming up a bit preemptive. Logbog not actually pushed out fully yet, and we see that shock dart not really doing any work there. Logbog just kind of waiting for the aggression to come up from NC State, and I think that they're right. I think that they kind of can expect it. They get the shot onto Elock the Sock, who is super damaged. It's time to peek that angle really aggressively here. Logbog just waiting for it to come to him, but with 4 bullets in the chamber, Viper is going to be able to spray down Logbog because, unfortunately, if you don't hit those headshots, you're going to need more bullets than 4.
Round in the half.
Yeah, they were able to push that quite well, and Elock the Sock had the right idea. He had very low HP, and they were just like, okay, you know what? If I find where the location is, the other 2 people who have more HP can just hold them off the spike. So Elock the Sock went for a full rotation over, tried to find one, ended up getting caught there by Logbog, but gave Beaglefat and the Sova, who is Viper, enough information to essentially win that round for them.
Yeah, I think that we're in this next round with NCSU having a lot of economy. We saw them; they picked up a couple extra guns here too, right? There's the op. You got the Phantom down as well to pick it up just in case you decide you don't want it. I think that this round is going to be in the bag for them. However, Sultanate holding super aggressively with the with that Judge hold up in Hookah. It's going to be an interesting round for sure.
Oh, he's spotted out by that Silva drone. But Hayden's dad is just trying to get out of there as quickly as he can. Huge blind, though.
Ooh, actually, yeah, that blind and smoke combination allowed Hayden's dad to get a little bit of clearance out to the side. And, oh my god, getting a haircut. Just somehow surviving those bullets. I'm actually not even sure how. But we see it's still down to the 5v5 with 40 seconds on the clock. NC State does have to push something soon here.
Yeah, they're playing it quite slow. They're using up as much of the clock, but it's good and bad in two ways. It's good because it gives you more time to really feel out the rest of the map. The downside is when it does come down to planting, you either go to one site and you're committing to that site at that point.
Yeah, but here's Sultan here with the Judge. Going to take out Elok the Sock. Going to be down to the 4v3 situation. NC State, like you said, is committing to it. They've only got 9 seconds left, and Vintage does manage to get a shot here. Viper as well. Are they going to have time to plant the spike with just seconds left? Vintage does get the plant started, but unfortunately, this is unable to finish it here. You with a 3K sprayed out, and Logbog taking out Beagle with a Bulldog. It's 7-5 in the next half.
Switching sides.
Yeah, I don't want to say it's deja vu, but Clemson is up 7-5 again at the half. This is one thing that both teams really need this. North Carolina needs to win this pistol round again, really flex that again. But for the most part, I hope that NC State starts to find another rhythm again, starts pushing it. And one thing that they don't have to worry about anymore is, no longer going too far into the clock. That is something that, we've seen NCSU really bite them later. So hopefully Clemson can really capitalize on that, maybe just either push fast or figure out how North Carolina is going to play this out.
And honestly, it's going to be up to how Clemson can utilize Sky on attack. They better have practiced this a lot because of the fact that it's off meta. And NCSU, they've got the meta defense hold here. And hopefully, yeah, like you said, the fact they're not going to have to worry about the clock will help them out. But we're watching Clem, though, push in. And while NCSU, they're not worried about the clock. They're worried about bullets flying in their face from every single direction as they try to hold B here. Look at that triple push in. But Vintage holds his own. He manages to get the 3K with a ghost after getting pushed in. What just happened? Clem Clem manages to hold this out here. And Hayden's down with the 2K. We just watched chaos occur on pistol round here.
Yeah, that was I didn't even think that was possible. Just being able to head tap 3 people as they're all pushing you through smoke. But that was just really impressive by Vintage. That's going to give them a little bit of money to play with. If they do decide to buy up, or if they're going to save it, maybe get Beaglefat and an early op instead. Maybe save it for util. We'll see.
Yeah, it looks like actually every member of NCSU is going to be sticking with 1900, and that if they can win this round, that will give them a huge boost in the next one here. NCSU though, look at that here. We see Jax and Logbog being able to kill while Vintage doing the work. Unfortunately gets taken out early by Sultan. It's down to the 2v3 situation. Are they going to be able to recap 1 kill here and even the odds yet again? But unfortunately we see Clemson with that aggressive push, that aggressive Sky. Get a lot of flashes to work with here, even though you don't have any of the traditional flashing characters. And I don't know, NCSU is really struggling to hold this down here, especially Sultan is able to take out Viper, just waiting for it. Hayden's dad ultimately with the ghost, taking out Elok the Sog, not letting anything happen twice here. NCSU down 4 rounds here.
Yeah, that was a super aggressive push, but once again, they were saving. They were just trying to, they got some information with the initial arrow, and then they were like, okay, you know what? We know that they're all in A side spawn area, So maybe we just push that. So just TPing over, trying to get a couple kills here and there. Elok the Sock did end up picking up a Spectre off of him, but I don't think it wasn't enough to really like lock down that round. So we'll see how they decide to play it up now that they do have full guns. We'll see if it's enough to win them this round.
I think that it's gonna be a pretty decisive win here this round by NCSU. Honestly, they've got the guns and the abilities here, but it starts off with a 2v3 really quickly, and I might be eating my words. We're watching Clem get that plant down really fast before NCSU can even react here. It's just the last two rotators from NCSU to hold this off, but as Clem now picks up a full stack of the correct weapons, I think that Clem actually is going to be able to take this unless we can get some really well-placed utility from NCSU. Clem holding out from every single side here. We see Sky getting ready to push up from the side here just as well, though. Look at that NCSU Viper going to be able to take out Hayden's dad down to the 2v2 situation right now. You has just a heal left, no more flashes. Beagle Fat going to be sticking the defuse. Is Clem going to be shooting through? Sultanate is ultimately going to be able to get the shot on the Viper. Beagle Fat and Beagle Fat takes out Sultanate, but Clem U was waiting for it. They got it to half, but unfortunately NCSU did not capitalize fast enough on the confusion after that first gunfight. Wow.
Yeah, they played that quite well. They knew that there was one on site. They grabbed the one on site. They tried to put a smoke down to defuse, maybe get it to half, and then try to take the rest of the fight. But yeah, I felt like you and Sultanate were kind of in a weird position. They were coming from spawn and they were also coming from elbow. So it's just kind of a pincer attack at that point. They know that they're on B. They know that both of them are on B. So they had to just divide and conquer at that point.
And with an early pickup on Elok the Sog, NCSU is not sitting very pretty for this round here, especially given the fact that they could not buy very much, and Logbog and Jack's both going to be picking up a kill. It's going to be a 5v2 very early on here. Beagle Fat with a Marshall. Let's see if they're going to be able to do anything with it. Vintage holding the Sheriff. Vintage can hit these Sheriff shots. We know that from his plays in the past here. Beagle Fat is going to be able to take out one with the Marshall here, but Logbog and Sultan ultimately going to be pushing. The aggression coming from those two always does upset the round here, and Clemson now 11-5.
I'm picking up on a theme again. If this is NC State, this is an 0-5 run that Clemson is on right now. So if if they're gonna put their foot down, it's either this round or the next round. That's their only two choices, really. So hopefully NCSU can start rotating back, maybe get a little bit of momentum. But for the most part, it has been, losing the initial gunfight and then having to save, and now losing the initial gunfight, and hopefully they can just get a couple picks, figure out where they're going to go, and then really capitalize on it.
Yeah, I think NCSU just needs to be a little bit more confident in their defense here. One of the biggest things, they don't lose more than 6 in a row, but hopefully they could get this one a little bit early so that it doesn't go into match point while they've only got 5 rounds on the scoreboard here. But only time will tell here. It is going to be a full gunfight with both teams having a pretty great economy to support regular weapons. We see the plant coming in from Blogbog. Is NCSU going to be able to retake? Jax, unfortunately, with the first shot there onto Vintage here, so it is going to be a one-man disadvantage for NCSU. Let's see if they're going to be able to reveal anything. Know that Recon Bolt going to be destroyed before anyone is to get the information, but Arctic and Elok going to be picking up you and Logbog, 2 massive pickups here. Clem is going to be reeling from that, but as Beagle Fat pushes with the very deep jet hold, is going to be able to get one headshot before getting traded out, but Sultanate and Hayden's dad are going to be capitalizing on the random movements of this team here, and it's just up to Viper. Viper gets one spray down here. It's going to be the 1v1 right now. What is going to happen? Oh, sticking the defuse here. Pros do in fact fake sometimes. We're going to be watching though, as Clemson is going to be able to play for time right now. Viper forced to stick the defuse. Sultanate with a 3K to win it. It's going into match point.
Yeah, this is match point here, so hopefully North Carolina State can actually lock this down. Just say like, okay, you know what? This is the 6th. This is the 6th round. Don't let them get any more. You're not allowed to let them get any more at this point. So it is an uphill battle, but If history does repeat itself, it would be right now.
You're entirely right. They don't lose more than 6 in a row. Mathematically, this should be NCSU's round here, according to my Excel spreadsheet. We're seeing Vintage just doing some work just to make sure that the site stays clean from that utility. But as these bird flashes coming in through from Sky, Beagle Fight gonna be trying to hold up Hookah. Unfortunately, not gonna be able to do it. Logbog does get the hit there. Viper ulting here. Let's see what is going to happen with that Sova ult. It does manage to take out you. Elog does take out Jax. This is going to be a one-man advantage for NCSU. They needed this energy going forward just as well. You see Logbog on a massive health deficit. No Sky left to heal up. Possibly this could be the round for NCSU. I think my spreadsheet is correct, but let's see. Only time will tell, because Hayden's Dad is capable of some nasty spray downs as well. Could be getting some headshots here, pushing in from Hookah. It's just going to be a matter of time of when they decide to push. They're going to be timing the blinds and the smoke at the same time here. This as well. Sultanate is holding deep out. He could be ready for it. Logbog with the raised ult. Unfortunately, not going to connect there. Sultanate is going to be just hiding in the smoke. This could be it, though. But Vintage with a double kill. It's going to be up to Sultanate here to get the 1v3 if they want to win this round. I think NCSU does have the clapback, though. They don't want to get shut out here, but Sultanate does make the shot. He takes out Arctic here. It's going to be a 1v2 situation. The spike, unfortunately, not planted yet. Sultanate 10 HP and a dream. What is going to happen as he peeks his corner here? Going to be able to get the spray down against Elok to shock the 3K. It is a 1v1 right now. It is only up to Sultanate. If Sultanate wins this, but he's not going to be able to, NCSU Vintage, make sure that my spreadsheet stays correct. They are going to be keeping themselves in the scoreboard here.
Oh yeah, that was getting a little stressful though. Sultanate trying to put it on their back, able to pick off 2 in that final fight too. But Vintage was just there, making sure that that last shot does land. Stopping it at 6. We were correct. Don't doubt the spreadsheet.
And honestly, Sultanate's confidence there, though, really just showing off why they're at the top. There's 25 and 11. Just massive performance here. But NCSU, they've got to hold this down now. They've got 6 rounds that they need to win in a row, 7 technically, and if they're not able to do that, they're shut out of their chance for the $1,000.
Yeah, and both of these teams are just playing it as slowly and as at the pace that they want. So it is going to be really interesting to see how fast Clemson, if they do want to push. We see that they're sending the same execute smokes towards A, and the team is starting to rotate over, so the plant is coming down, and we'll see how the teams want to play it out from here.
Yep, the 5 stack from Clemson working out well on A, gonna be able to take out Elok and Sock here, and as Clemson starts to just get their defense groove on, it's gonna be up to NCSU to try to rotate in to get this defuse here, but the Arctic goes down as well. It's not looking too good for NCSU. Clem, though, his Logbog's crosshair was just not in the right spot there. Sultanate is also going to be able to take out Beagle Fat. It's going to be down to the 2v4 situation. Clemson is sitting very pretty right now, especially as Sultanate gets the 3K and the 4K to finish it off. And Clemson going into the finals right now with another incredible just killing spree from Sultanate there. Great job. I'm actually extremely impressed with the performance of both the teams there. It's just unfortunate that NCSU was taken out of the running so early on without a chance there. 13-6. Unfortunately, our predictions were incorrect, but check out that performance from Sultanate, almost dropping a 30 bomb yet again, with an honorable mention of Beagle Fat and Logbog, Vintage as well. You as well, all over 14, 15, 17 kills. Great job.
Yeah, honestly, like the final scoreboard does not quite do it justice. As we show you the final score here, Clemson is going to be able to take both split and bind against North Carolina State. So this is going to be our finals against, I believe, Texas A&M or Indiana. We'll be taking a peek over here real quick. It will be Texas A&M. So we have seen these teams go head to head before. Well, we've seen them both on stream. So Clemson definitely rolling with something. We see Sultanate almost pulling what I call a Stephen Curry, where you put 30 on your back. They almost had it, but they did really well. Just like there's so much pressure that Clemson was able to roll with. Meanwhile, North Carolina State, the one thing that we wanted to point out is the way how they were playing it a little bit too patiently when it came to their attack rounds. They would find, a pick, or they would be like, okay, well, we got 30 seconds. Let's go. Like, we gotta go now. Like, we just gotta get on site. We gotta plant. We gotta make sure that we can get here. But North Carolina State once again doesn't let 6 in a row happen. After 6 in a row, it's just like, okay, we got to break it at least once. We saw that first rounds on split, middle of both bind twice. So yeah, it's getting really close and down to the wire here. So now that we are in our last rounds here, it's going to be Texas A&M versus Clemson. We will definitely be taking a look at that. We still have to do all the formalities, and get that lobby set up.
So we will be getting to a break very shortly, but the matches are going to be coming out to you very soon. So please definitely stay tuned for that. Just incredible round here. North Carolina versus South Carolina, NC State versus Clemson. I'm super happy to have been here for that match. And I'm excited to see if Clemson can keep that energy moving forward against Texas A&M, or if Texas A&M's supreme reign in this whole bracket is going to carry forward.
So overall, yeah, we're just going to real quickly toss to a quick break, as we are going to be able to get our finals matches underway, and our lobby set up, as Clemson will be taking on Texas A&M. Stick around, don't go anywhere. We will be back.
Hey, what's up, guys? Where you been at? I've been waiting for you. My name is Michael Buffington. I'm the concept art lead in the game development department, and in game development, we do really cool stuff. In fact, we teach you guys how to make games. Check this out. As you can see, we got beautiful artwork all over the walls, really high-level stuff. Students are doing really good work here. But I got something else to show you. Come on. So down here, we got one of our concept art classrooms, and it's full of Wacom Cintiqs. And on these Cintiqs, people do all their 3D and their concept art work. They draw directly on the screen, and we have a whole classroom full of them. It's super awesome. Check it out.
Hi, welcome.
This is Jacqueline Jockson, AKA Jax. She's one of our concept art instructors, and she's teaching some really cool stuff in this class. Tell us what you're teaching, Jax.
Thanks, Michael. Hi, welcome to GAM 328. This is Monsters versus Mechs. This is an upper level concept design course here at the Academy. In the first half of the course, we create our own kaiju, Pacific Rim style. And in the second half of the course, we concentrate on hard surface design and create our own mech or Jaeger or Gundam to fight our midterm monster. Let's check out some work. Hey, SJ, what are you working on?
Oh, take a closer look.
Yo guys, I got a bunch of cool stuff to show you guys. Come on. So as you can see, everywhere around the department, we have really cool artwork all over the walls. But what I really want to show you is our esports room.
I'm coming.
This is Michael Witzel. He's our tech lead, and he's the head of all the really cool esports stuff that we do here in the game development department. Mr. Witzel.
Hello. Welcome. Come on in. You know, the best part about being here is our game lounge. Here, check it out.
Pretty cool, right?
Hey, David, are you busy?
Not for you.
So this is David Goodwine. He's the Executive Director of the Game Development Department.
Hi, thank you for coming.
How we have things set up here is more about the community. Somebody might have an idea about a game or how they're going to make it, and then somebody else has another idea. Community, they feed off of one another.
So if you guys are interested in making games, if you guys are interested in things like concept art or 3D or game design, programming, scripting, game animation, or anything like that, we'd love to see you here one day in the Game Development Department.
Yes, we would.
Take care, guys.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Triple kill. Boo-Boo taking it out. Oh my god. Boo-Boo with the 3K clutch at the end there. Being the double spray transfer. Oh my god.
Very low health, but let's see here. Cold QD is also very low on health.
Zap holding it, going in. Yes, pocket.
Welcome back, everybody, to the Campus Clutch Showcase, brought to you by the Academy of Art University and San Jose State University Esports, and powered by Red Bull Gaming. I'm Kanashi, and we got some more great collegiate Valorant scene for you, as we are going to be bringing it into our finals match. After all of what we had yesterday and today, has all been leading up to this finals match. Once again, this spring, Red Bull has partnered with Riot Games to bring you the Red Bull Campus Clutch, the world's largest university Valorant tournament to college campuses nationwide. And this offers teams the chance from over 50 countries the opportunity to come and compete all over the world. But once again, we are down to our final two teams here in the Campus Clutch Showcase. And we are fighting for that $1,000 grand prize today. We are finishing off today's broadcast with Texas A&M University, as they are going to be facing off against Clemson. And joining me on the desk once again is Artie's OP.
Honestly, I'm super excited for this. We just watched Clemson absolutely dominate over North Carolina State University. And looking at the brackets, we've seen Texas A&M do some absolute carnage against every team they were up against. And I'm excited to see this. These are two powerhouse teams that absolutely deserve their spots here in the finals.
Yeah, these two teams, we've seen them before on stream. We had Texas A&M yesterday as they faced off against, I believe it was Florida State. No, Georgia Tech. They faced off against Georgia Tech yesterday. And then today we had Clemson as they faced off against North Carolina State. So both of these teams definitely show how aggressive and how well these two teams play together. Now we get to see, the best of the best go head-to-head. $1,000 are up for grabs. So we'll see who comes out on top.
Yeah, and honestly, both these teams, they know that at the end of this best of three, there is hard cash on the line. So not only are they going to be going at it for the clout and for the fact that they've been working hard at this, but there is immediate reward as well. So I think that we're going to be seeing the absolute best performance that we can expect to see. Texas A&M's lineup here is going to be Aggro, Dill, Dam, Jim Jones fan, Heliums, and either I's or L's. And then we've got Clemson bringing in with Sultanate, Smile, Jax, Aeronavic, Logbug, and Hayden's dad. I'm super, super excited to see, what we. I'm super, super excited to see what's going to happen.
Yeah. Yesterday we saw Aggro and I believe Helms do a lot of work both on Jet and Cypher, respectively. And then for the eyes one, I just called them barcode. I have no other. It just looks like lines there. You could call them ill. That'll probably work as well. But these two teams, they have in my opinion, very similar play style. They grab a certain spot on the map as quickly as possible. They make sure that they have control, and then they figure out what they want to do from there. So we saw it with Clemson. They will take over mid as quickly as possible and then be like, okay, you know what? We could send a couple towards A, maybe if we find a pick, and then rush it towards B because they're going to rotate. Or, you know what, just hard hit this way. We saw that really heavily on Split. For Texas A&M, they use that on Ascent. So it's going to be interesting going into, you know, later rounds once we start getting the teams actually in the lobby to see what map picks they decide to go for, because both of these teams like to have map control as early as possible.
Yeah, and I mean, we saw just earlier this morning Clemson really showing off the fact that the timer is not their enemy. The timer is absolutely their ally. They can execute quickly and concisely. They've got a lot of communication that we can really clearly see, and so hopefully TAMU is going to be able to pull out that same energy. But yeah, it's really going to come down to two things. It's going to come down to the maps, who picks which map, and also the starting sides too, defense and attack, and also what kind of agent composition we're looking at. Especially we know from Bind, and specifically with Ascent and Haven, it's all about that Sentinel diff. You know, once you get to like Split, it doesn't really matter as much. Icebox specifically as well. But I think that if we can see Haven come out, it's going to be which team is better at playing their Sentinels, and if we see Ascent come out, it's going to be who can really win those gunfights with your duelists being supported by your initiators.
Yeah, and especially early, once again, both of these teams like to have mid control. So we'll see how aggressive they decide to take certain spots, how obviously what maps, the pick ban phase is really important here, and to see which maps are they comfortable on. We saw Texas A&M, the best of ones that they played yesterday. They played both of them on Haven, and they locked that down as quickly as possible. So I wouldn't put it past, you know, Texas A&M to not ban Haven and let that kind of, you know, roll into their favor again. But we'll see if Clemson has something to say about it. What if they just like straight up saying, okay, no Haven, we're fine with Icebox or Split or some other random map that they're not necessarily 100% confident with. But we'll see how the rest of it goes down. They're still loading into the lobby, but once we get that underway, we will have the first match of this best of three.
So if Clem has been doing their homework, they should absolutely be banning Haven, and that's what I'm hearing from this.
That's what I'm somewhat expecting. If they just watch some of the VODs that we put out yesterday, that should be one of them. But at the same time, Clemson might be more comfortable on Haven. Maybe they'll say like, you know what, we could take that challenge. We're down to fight that out. So if that is something that they are comfortable with, we'll see what they decide to go with. We are in the best of three. So when it does come down to these coin tosses and side picks, they just did the coin flip. So we'll see who picks, you know, team A or team B in our actual setup here. But the difference is team A gets to pick the map that is played on first in the first round, but team B gets to pick the side. So we'll see if that changes anything. So it goes ban, pick first map.
Next team picks sides.
Yeah, next team picks sides, and then the same team picks. Then the map pick goes heads up, depending on who loses the next one. So we'll see.
And one of the things that I would like to touch on here as well is that on Clem we've got the same squad that was playing around this morning. Specifically, the ones I want to highlight are Sultanate and Logbog on the duelist. They traded out Jet and Raze. And both of them were just super hard hitters. You, as an initiator, no matter what you is playing, absolutely just dominating and making sure that battlefield is either shut down as soon as anyone is pushing into it, or is, you know, ready for the duelist to push in and charge. You've also got Jax on Sentinel, and man, he's got some. I could learn a couple camera placements from him.
Yeah, there's that, as well as, you know, Hughes just had a lot of play. We saw them both on, you know, the two initiators, Breach and Sky, in the last two matches. just being able to know where to place flashes and when to detonate them is really important. And we've seen you utilize that to the best of its advantage. And yeah, hopefully we get to see that going into this match, this grand finals match.
Yeah, and just you not only making things difficult for the enemy team, but also making things hard for the casters, because we're saying words that I don't want to. You're going to be going in. Wait, no, it's you. Why am I capitalized? like it's just quite fun always. Looks like the bans are coming in. Clem has decided to ban Haven. And looks like Tamu has picked Ascent here. Incredible. Wait,
So
did
yeah,
Tamu ban Ascent?
It might be. Yeah, I think so. So
But it looks like Clem has done their homework, and they did ban Haven. So just like we were talking about earlier, that Haven ban is going to be putting Tamu a little bit of a run for their money here.
yeah, this is something that I wanted to point out specifically. It's that, if you watch the VODs, you're going to be like, okay, we don't want them to play on the map that they're most comfortable on. So if we remove that and we go like heads up on an icebox or something like that, we might feel a little bit more confident. So that's something that I think Clemson decided to go for. They were like, okay, you know what? We want certain things to go our way. So we'll try to make it as uncomfortable for them. No comfort picks for them. Let them play on, maps that we're pretty even on. Or if not, maybe Clemson does have a secret tactic that they're saving on Split or, one of the other maps that we haven't seen them on yet.
Honestly, I think that their secret tactic that we've already seen is Sky. Sky is still relatively new here on the competitive seed, only being allowed in the last couple of months, or in the last month, I think, only. Now Yoru is out as well. Yoru's been out for around that time and is only going to be allowed in the competitive map pool in the next coming weeks here, as well as Astra. I believe most tournaments have decided to let them in at the same time. And so I think that a lot of teams are still not used to Sky in a full competitive setting. And seeing Clem pull out Sky, and then you've got that heal and you've got those flashes all on one character, it really does change up some things. And so Tamu might be a little bit caught off guard by that.
Yeah, it's something that a lot of teams aren't quite ready for. It's when you hit them with a pick that's, not a non-traditional pick. A lot of people are just going to be like, okay, well, we'll try to play this as safely as we can, and then adjust accordingly. So this is going to be really interesting. We did decide, Ascent is going to be the first pick, and the teams are starting to roll out here with the picks that they want to go for.
Yeah, we've got Clem going for their regular lockdowns. Jack taking up Cypher. We've got Hayden's dad on Omen. And then I think that a few of the other things. Wait, what just happened? I think that we had we had a PC crash, unfortunately, on the side of Clem. So we are going to be pulling back out. But yeah, so it looks like we are going to be seeing on the side of Clem our usual picks, with Sultanate picking up Raze, Hayden's dad picking up the Omen, and Jax on Cypher. I think that's what we were expecting, and that is kind of a bog standard setup, especially on Ascent.
Yeah, it should be pretty standard. Like they know exactly what they want to run. It's a comfort pick for them. Might as well just let them play. When they're ready, we have to wait on the PC fix, but hopefully it's not a major thing. So they're just coming in, popping back into this match, and yeah, we should be back on Ascent as quickly as possible. But once again, as I explained kind of like in the beginning, both of these teams like to control the map as quickly as possible. We saw Texas A&M yesterday with I believe it was Helms who was trying to pull this off. Did a blast back out of Ascent quickly to the opposite side to take A side top mid, right? And essentially corralled them all into like B mid, either tiles or into B main. and that just gave them so much space. They just threw the rocket in some random direction, but essentially they checked if they had mid control. They did not, and then the rest of the team just kind of swarmed on them. Didn't even give them the option to move in. So really interesting to see that and see if that does, play out here, or if other teams are just ready. There's a lot of aggressive play that has come out from both sides. If one team is going to decide to, slow it down a little bit and get the picks there, or if they're going to also just be like, what, head-to-head fight, let's go.
Yeah, I mean, it's both these teams are just powerhouses. You see, because that's the thing, you got that mid control that you talked about, but both teams are good at it, and no matter what side. And it's going to come down to the difference of are they holding really, really fast and really, really strong, or are they getting pushed out? Are they getting, bogged down with like, hey, we're trying to get this mid control. Oh, hey, we got it, but they left the sights open. It's really going to come down to anyone's game here. We'll figure that out in the first couple rounds. Getting back into it, looks like Jax used this opportunity to decide to switch over to Killjoy for the pick. Absolutely interesting here. Logbog as well going to be going for the Silva. You on Breach. So we've got a 2 initiator, 1 controller, 1 sentinel, and 1 duelist setup coming on the side of Clem. And then over on TAMU, we've got the Silva and Killjoy over there as well. Omen, of course. And you've got the Jet and the Reyna. So it's going to be a 2 duelist versus a 2 initiator difference here. Killjoy on both. Very, very, very interesting. Especially for Ascent.
Yeah, this is, once again, usually on these maps, we see the difference between picking Cypher or picking Killjoy early. Both teams are opting for Killjoy, which gives them a lot more coverage and a little bit more chip damage, if you want to consider that. The biggest difference here I have to point out is the Raze versus the Reyna. One's going to have flash and, a little bit more self-sustainability, but Sultanate we've seen do a lot of damage before on Jet, as well as, other characters as well. So we'll see if this is going to be their pick here, as they're going to go head-to-head against Dill.
Yeah, I think that the biggest thing to see here is going to be that that 1 duelist. You talk about the difference between Raze and Reyna, but you've also only got Raze here. So Sultanate is going to have to carry a lot here. And it looks like Sultanate is the first person to go down that grenade, doing a little bit of damage here. But TAMU is going to be starting off pretty strong here. Now, their Omen is going to be at a really big health deficit going into this pistol round. But as the aggressive A push goes in, Clem doesn't seem to be spending a lot of time rotating. That being said, it looks like it'll work out for them, given that TAMU has decided that Raze nade was a little bit scary, and they're actually pushing back out in for that mid control. They've got the turret as well, holding out on mid. B-site from Clem is being locked down entirely by their Killjoy. So we're looking at a lot of different play styles going on here. But really, TAMU is still going to be reeling, even though they've got that 1-man advantage, just because of the fact that their Omen is not going to be able to be healed up. Basically one shot, and on pistol round, you've got a lot of that precision, and it could go down quite fast. I'm so curious to see where this is going to go.
Oh, yeah, this is going to be really interesting to see, as they are going to start initiating here on A.
30 seconds left.
Yeah, and we see you going to be picking up Barcode there, and Tamu Pelham and Dam going to be picking up a kill on Hayden Zat and you from Clem here. So it drops down into the 4v2 situation with both of the remaining members of Clem trying to rotate into A at the same time. It looks like Logbog is going to be able to do it. He takes out aggro, picks up the Frenzy as well, and as Killjoy tries to initiate into the side here, utilizing the turret as well to lock down a sight line. Jack's gonna try to take out that turret as well. Logbog gonna be dealing with 2 enemies underneath him in hell. They're not quite confident on this approach though, as I can clearly see by the push. Logbog, great recon arrow there. There's a lot of damage that has been done here. Omen trying to stay alive over the side here. Jax can do this though. Reyna gonna be dealing with full health there, and unfortunately for Clem, Dill just utilized that heal pretty effectively and was able to come out with the win for the first pistol round here.
Yeah, and that's what I was saying. The self-sustain coming out from the Reyna is going to allow them to really keep themselves alive and keep their pressure up. And that is something that, we just saw in that round. Dill is just able to stay around for a lot longer, even during pistol round. Those did get a change, obviously, in the latest patch. But the fact that, it can bring you up to 150 HP during pistol round is really important.
Yeah, it's a free heavy armor, or at least a 200 heavy armor. We see that Raze nade going super aggressive there. Raze versus Reyna. You got Raze with the grenades there, but Reyna can heal up. It's doing a lot here. Logbog taking Reyna out of the equation very, very early on. Clem clearly making sure that even though that TAMU is able to buy right now, that is not everything. Aggro going to be living up to their name and being extremely aggro, pushing up into A side here. But Hayden's dad, unfortunately, is going to fall here. It's going to be down to a 4v4 already, with TAMU just pushing extremely hard and fast right now. Clem is held rather deep in a mid here. However, that mid control not really going to do too much for them, given that TAMU is just kind of rotating around A side here. Great shots by Aggro, but Jax is going to be able to take him out through the smoke there. So that is going to be yet another Spectre down there. You going to be able to take out Damn straight up by Helms, though. Helms with a double kill on the Spectre here. So it is a 1v2 situation. What is Clem's Killjoy going to be able to do up against Barcode and Helms here? Looks like that turret did a lot of damage there, and unfortunately for the defending Killjoy, just not going to be able to get much in the way of an angle out there. You see that that tracking dart come through, and unfortunately for Barcode, just not going to be able to capitalize on that. They do take out the Killjoy turret, but it's just not going to work out with that turret there. Luckily, they were able to take out the turret here, so Jax does have a chance to drop down in the hell and take out both of them. However, only 16 HP. It's not likely that this is going to work out, especially as that nade drops off and Barcode is able to get the headshot to clear things up.
Yeah, they were waiting on that. They heard the noise. You have to make noise when you drop down there, and they're just like, okay, we'll just put a nade there, wait for that to happen. Either that or literally a suicide drop in front of Hell. So really good use of utility from Helms, just to be able to say, okay, if you're gonna drop into this corner, we're gonna apply pressure.
Yeah, and we see Helms and Barcode, since they were able to survive the last round, they are going to carry forward their Spectres into the next one. So TAMU, while they have a pretty good buy here, it is going to be Clem that has the full Phantom and Vandal buy into this third round, like we were expecting. So we're going to be seeing Sultanate pushing in on B this time rather than from A side here. But let's see if he's going to be able to get this angle here. Unfortunately, no, because Dam was holding it rather aggressively. So that TAMU first pick out before going in is going to work out for them. The defense on Clem is going to be split 2 to B, 2 to A now, and as TAMU rotates up through B main, it looks like they're going to be waiting for the rest of their team to get up there to capitalize on the push.
Yeah, they're going to play this quite slowly. They just want to find picks here and there and see if there's any rotation coming out, and Jax is just going to play this as safely as possible. Just if they start running into here, we just want to apply some pressure.
Oh my gosh, it's the third round. How does Helms already have the Killjoy ult? That's going to be pushing Jax all the way off the site here. And we are going to be seeing actually every single bit of utility pop out right now. And looks like things are starting off strong as Dam and Logbog both pick up the kills. So it's going to drop down to a 4v3 situation. Clem going to be reeling from that loss here, as they were the team with the guns here, but unfortunately just not able to hold it up. We do have a lot of health dropped out from TAMU, but just as well on the side of Clem, they're working with a half HP breach and just not a lot of stuff. Unfortunately,
yeah, these teams.
My PC just crashed.
And he's still somehow alive here. Here we go, trying to push this last bit with you flashing out, trying to catch him off. Catches one, but it's not going to be able to clean up the rest of it. And it's going to be a 3-0 going in favor of Texas A&M. I don't know how... Oh, okay. So, yeah, as we're waiting on Arties to return here, I guess I have to put on the other hat for play-by-play as we are getting into this next round. Once again, 3-0. We're going to see if these teams are doing good, and Arties is back.
Sorry,
so
I am back. I think my 3080 is just having a hard time watching a Valorant game instead of playing it. But as we get into it, it looks like Clem is going to be back down to Sheriffs here. and hopefully, not too backed into a corner. They have to get at least a few kills in this round, let alone getting the win here. Otherwise, they are still going to be struggling at moving forward. The biggest thing here is that TMU, they've got a full buy as well as a jet ult here. That's going to be doing some damage. Logbog is going to drop down from that, and so it's going to be, we're going to be seeing Clem without one of their initiators, but Clem did decide to go for that double initiator pull, so hopefully this breach is going to be able to swing back around into A site and get a few sort of utilities off here. Hayden's dad is going to be doing some work here, make sure to cancel that Omen teleport here, but unfortunately Helms does come right from the back and clears things up. Lots and lots of gunfights happening, but not a lot of kills. We're going to be seeing Helms taking out you as well for the double kill, and Sultanate going to be trying to push in from a tree here, managing to take out the killjoy utility before it can fully go in. But look at this, their crosshairs so close to each other, but unfortunately just no kills have been capitalized on there. Jaxo from heaven is going to be able to take out aggro. Clem is ready to move in here, and as Jax picks up a double kill on the Barcode, let's see if he's going to do some more work as well. Helms does get the triple kill on the Sultanate, and damn, cleans things up, taking out Jax, and we see TMU come out with 4 rounds in a row.
Yeah, these guys are pushing the tempo, and the one thing that I want to point out, they're giving the spike to Helms every single round. So every single time that they plant, they get that ult, they get that 1 point towards the ult charge, and they let them prioritize getting the orb as soon as possible. So usually you worry about killjoy ults usually around round 4 or 5 or something like that. TMU is pretty much ready to get another one, and this is their second one, and the other one was on what, round 3, and they're almost ready for another one on round 5.
Yeah, I mean, definitely a good show of economy management on Clem as well. Like the fact that Clem has actually been able to kind of recover from these pretty standardly, they've got their buys again, even after losing a whole bunch, but it really feels like Clem is kind of being put in their place now after what they did to NC State last game this morning. But we're going to be seeing Barcode utilize that Al drone. Unfortunately, not actually getting a lot of information. Even though he got shot at and he got flashed, you just still don't really know where those agents are really playing from here. Aggro going to be smoking off to get a free run into the site here, taking out the Killjoy turret. Instead of going for the Omen spray through here, it is going to work out for him in the end, though, because Aggro gets a double kill onto Omen and Killjoy here. We see Logbog taking out Dill as well, so we see Clem pick up at least 1 kill here. They are still at a 1-man disadvantage as TMU gets a spike down on A site. Now the rest of Clem is to be rotating up through their spawn into A from heaven here, looking to make sure that there's no lurkers out on tree side here. Aggro utilizing the smokes here. There's great cloud burst placement to make sure that Clem's not able to push in. Helms with a double spray down through the floorboards here. Sultanate does manage to take out Aggro, so it is down to a 1v3 situation. What is Sultanate going to be doing here? Sultanate has no utility left up for Raze until they can get 1 more kill here, and it looks like in the end, with 23 HP, they're going to have to go for the Vandal save.
Yeah, Sultanate's lacing up them Nikes and running out. It's just oh no, it's not safe. Damn, it's just waiting. He's like, okay, yeah, you could run, but I'm gonna take that from you.
Yeah, the biggest thing to bring from that is that, TMU just locks down the site and Clem can't do anything about it. Clem, they are an aggressive team. They've got these really strong holds, but I think that TMU is kind of capitalizing on their aggression and saying, hey, they're leaving mid open. They're getting mid control, but they're leaving their sites open or something along those lines that TMU could just come in for. I mean, we see Helms as a sentinel top fragging, and I just love to see that kind of energy. But Clem has got to step it up here and change up the strats. We see Sultanate pushing in extremely aggressively yet again. Breach following close by, and it's gonna work out at least a little bit though. Sultanate and Hayden's dad both gonna be getting some picks here. It looks like they are aggressing, and it's finally starting to work out.
Yeah, and they're starting to push. Well, they were starting to push, getting a little bit more aggressive and finding and taking space. This is something that Clemson did very well, and they're doing very well right now. So hopefully they're able to corral them all into one spot and maybe get another win off.
Oh my gosh, Logbog with that recon dart, almost taking out Dill. through the smoke here. Actually, he does manage to take a deal through the smoke here. So Clem finally having a nice 2-man advantage here. Unfortunately, though, Logbog not missing those shots. Don't worry, I didn't see that. Everybody gets one. We're going to be seeing the 3v2 situation here, and the spike is still in the hands of TAMU. Soltane going to be backing out 29 HP. Is he going to be able to get the spray down here? No. Dam does check those corners here. However, both the Sova and the Omen up on TAMU are going to be at a massive health deficit, while Clem has two pretty much full health agents here swooping in from spawn.
Yeah, and this is really important. They knew that the Killjoy ult went down on B, so they were trying to play off of that, but now they have to cover for each other. They're both really low, so they're just trying to get information, figure out where they are, and then, you know, get picks here and there.
Yeah, that was a pretty good try there. Dam with a 4K here. Is Dam going to be getting the ace here as Tree is pushed out by Killjoy here. Killjoy going to be going for it. Dam, 8 bullets in the chamber. The Owl drone is going to come out from the Sova to support, and he is going to be able to get it. The silent ping comes out to let him know where they are. Dam pulls out an ace on the 6th round here. TAMU 6-0 right now.
Yeah, Dam really living up to his name, making everybody, you know, scream expletives. But yeah, he's just able to find the picks. He was ready. He was swinging off of you know, Barcode. Barcode's giving him so much information during those fights, even swinging out and maybe even taking a hit first. But yeah, they played that quite well, and if anything, you know, damn.
Absolutely, but here we go once again. Clem back up in the running with a full buy. We got a full Phantom and Vandal round coming out right now for you here, and this is going to be Clem's chance at redemption. If Clem can win this one, then they can show us they are still here and on the scoreboard. We've seen NC State come back from a similar score here, but what will happen with Clem? Is Clem capable of coming back here against TAMU? TAMU just super aggressive, super powerful team, and just in a league of their own. I mean, we're seeing if Clem is even going to be able to grab one of these rounds here. They got close a few times, honestly. They got very, very close to winning a few. But Hayden's dad going to be getting sprayed down through the smoke here by TAMU. Aggro is going to be getting hit up by that breach here. That double initiator is coming into play. Clem has 3 ults right now in their pocket, but TAMU has 4. It's going to come down to the ultimate use here, and if they are going to be able to use them effectively. Aggro going to be dealing with a lot of people here. Here's those ults, like I said here. Clem ulting twice in a row here. Unfortunately, neither of Ray's ult not going to do much. Logbog is able to take out one. Aggro killing up you with the knives here. Logbog does manage to recapitalize though and get a kill. It's a trade after trade here, so we're down to a 3v3. Helm's holding this angle here, is gonna be able to take out Jax. Great job, Killjoy versus Killjoy, but TAMU with the 1-man advantage right now. It's down to this. Clem has to do this with just Logbog right now, and unfortunately Logbog does go down. Barcode is getting a headshot here. TAMU 7-0 in the grand finals right now.
Yeah, they're not taking a page out of you know, North Carolina's book. They are not going to be able to stop it at 6. As you know, Texas A&M is going to be able to push a little bit further and a little bit faster through this as well. And yeah, this is just a really good showing of being patient and being able to find where you want to plant. Most teams just say, okay, we got to pick, run in there. But most of these teams are just like waiting. They're waiting for the certain pick. They're waiting to hear for footsteps and rotations, and then, you know, playing off of that. This is going to be a save round for Clemson.
Yeah, and it's really unfortunate because they are going to have to do a lot more than just get a couple picks here. Clemson really does need to go all out in as far as taking kills and taking guns to ruin the economy. Clemson, you know, they're working with a Bucky here at a very aggressive hold up by you, but is it going to be enough? If they can get this shot right here, but they're not going to be able to here. Dam is making really making everybody say damn as they come into it here. That Cloudburst hitting Logbog in the face. They're going to be shoving them off the site here. Alongside that, attacker Killjoy here coming in from TAMU. TAMU is waiting for them to be confidently off the site here, and they are going to be pushing in with 2 seconds left on the Killjoy ult here. Actually, they wait for the Killjoy ult to fully pop here, just going to get any information as to whether or not there are people holding on the site, which is kind of conservative given the fact that they win 7 rounds in a row. Kind of was expecting them pushing a little bit earlier, and great job by TAMU to just secure that, but it's going to be up to Clem to get the retake. We're watching Raze pushing into the side here. Helm's just doing what they can to hold off with this really aggressive Killjoy defense here. Hayden's dad is going to be getting ulted out by Sova here. Helms does manage to take out a kill on Sultanate, and it's a 5v2 now as Barco picks up Hayden's dad, and Logbog goes down as well. It's just going to be down to Jax, and Jax goes down. A flawless round by TAMU. Kanashi, what is happening?
It's just really good site takes. I have no other way of really saying it. Texas A&M are just pushing in, taking so much space out, and they're using that they're using the Killjoy ult on the lamp. If you see that hop that Helms does prior, hops on side of the box that has the orb and throws it right on top of the lamp, and that covers the entirety of site just to be safe. So they're doing that in order to clear out the site, and then they push on, hold it down, and then, what are you going to do? You could only file in one at a time in 2 different chokes on the B site, right?
Yeah.
So they pretty much have a whole firing squad just waiting at that choke, and it's making it almost near impossible without information to get there.
Yeah, I think it's just crazy to watch as TAMU just takes an entire site to themselves, and without any sort of way that Clem can come back from it. If you get 5 people onto B site to defend a spike plant, it's just not gonna happen. As a defender team, you can stack, of course, 5 people onto B, but the attackers just go to another site here. But if you're the attacking side, you take B. Well, what are the defenders gonna do but file in after you? And yeah, so TAMU just allowing themselves to get that sort of control is just crazy, and Clemson almost just letting it happen right now. It's again, we're seeing a 5v3 here, 2-man deficit on the side of Clem. It's just pretty hard to come back from that, especially given the fact that there's still more than 30 seconds left on the clock here. Granted, Clemson is holding down A side pretty well, but Aggro just doing his absolute best here. Look at that ult just to give the info to Aggro to capitalize on it. Jax managing to get up a kill on Jadil. A nice spray transfer onto Aggro as well. So we're watching now a 1v3, but it's just a Killjoy. What are you going to be able to do, especially as that alarm bot comes out? But damn, swings in from back, takes him with a headshot. It's just unwinnable at that point.
Yeah, we don't have 360 cameras in Valorant, unfortunately, but that is just one of those ones where you just can't cover every angle. You can't dual wield, so you have to just kind of deal with what you have here. And yeah, it's starting to get a little bit, a little bit is an understatement. It's getting very rocky. It's 9-0 by 9th round 10. And if you're Clemson, you just want to get a couple rounds on defense. You want to grab a couple, maybe swing a little bit of momentum before going into the half, and then once again use that way how you were trying to control mid as quickly as possible and use that to your advantage.
A lot of teams, when they're going this hard, it's 9-0, will start to play a little bit more fun and a little bit more like as if it was just a scrim and you're just hanging out with your friends. TAMU is an entirely different beast because they're 9-0 and they are playing this as if they are about to lose. They are doing everything that they can right now to make sure that Clem does not get a leg up here. We see Aggro with a nice double kill up in tree, and as he shifts up through garden, he's going to be pushing in the back to try to prevent any more rotations coming out. Logbog is going to get a kill. However, it's just not going to be enough. It's a 4v2 right now. Clemson spread out across both sides here. B practically undefended outside of a single Killjoy nade. What is going to happen right now is Killjoy comes through and not going to even be able to really get much damage. Look at that. Aggro just walked through the Killjoy nade. What an insult right there. We see Dill taking out Jax. Jax is going to be able to pick up a kill on Barcode, but now it's just up to Logbog to rotate up through mid to try to retake B on their own. And I mean, Kanashi, it's, it is Logbog. Logbog's capable of that kind of stuff, but is it even reasonable to assume that he has a chance?
We've seen Logbog do weird things. We'll see if they can do it again. The answer's no. That's my bad. Yeah, right now it is a 10-0. You want to mentally reset. Remember, this is a best of 3. You want to start this off by, saying, okay, you know what? Maybe we did get completely rolled here, but like we can reset mentally, go into the next game, knowing that we're ready and prepared for this. And yeah, this is actually the first time we're seeing Clemson on, you know, on Ascent. Meanwhile, you know, Texas A&M have played this map quite a bit on stream as well. So it's going to be interesting to see if that happens to play into the next pick as well. Like maybe the next map is something that Clemson is super comfortable on. And if that happens to swing in their favor that way.
Yeah, and you know what? Maybe Clemson's coming into this a little bit overconfident. I think that mental reset is something that they need, you know, because from the last round, you know, we saw what they did to North Carolina. And just to see Clemson getting rolled like this after doing that to North Carolina is honestly pretty crazy. And Killjoy just... did I see that correctly? Did Killjoy plant that ult on the wall?
It's on a lamp. So it's on the B side of lamp. You have to hop off of the box and like dunk it at a specific time, but that was all a ruse. They put the ult down on A just to force them to rotate over there, and now they just have to play retake and hold it down.
Incredible. I mean, and now we see the defending Killjoy come up here. Clem does have a chance here. It's going to be Dill utilizing the Empress form here, but playing inside of that Killjoy ult. And going to be able to pick up one on Hayden's dad here, but ultimately is going to get locked out here. Clemson does pick up a round, utilizing everything in their power. That was a pretty great move by TAMU to fake that out with the Killjoy ult, but ultimately Clem saw through it.
Yeah, this is a good momentum switch. You happen to get one pick. You might not have hurt their economy as much as they have, but right now the most important thing is to, you know, clean up this match. Like just get a couple more rounds, roll that into the next game, and or even into, you know, the next half. If you happen to, you know, 10-0 stomp them, then, you know, you put them on the back foot. That'd be a way to go. But Clemson right now, you just got to get just secure one more round, get your momentum going and ready, and yeah, get ready to play the next half.
I'm super excited to see what either team is going to pull off here. Sultanate getting a very, very early pick on an aggro. This is a momentum switch in its best form here. But look at this. TAMU Helm's going to be holding out the side here. Going to be able to take out you, and just seeing that satchel come out from Raze, they do not want to push that anymore. But Logbog taking out Dill. Once again, a pretty good pickup. Clem sitting quite pretty right now, and TAMU going to be kind of reeling as they try to switch the bomb out over to B site maybe, but they just don't know where to push. They don't have a lot of information other than, you know, where Killjoy is playing from, other than where Sova got a kill previously. That recon dart going to be getting taken out before it can reveal. However, that was 2 bullets, which does reveal some in and of itself. That being said, the shock dart does not know where to land, so it's going to be... oh my god. Barcode just took out Logbog with a shock dart right after Logbog failed to get the takeout with his own, but it is dropping down into a 3v3 already here. You see the double spray down come over. It is going to take out the Killjoy turret, but ultimately no kills are going to come from it other than a lot of damage onto the side of TAMU. TAMU is sitting with a 5 HP Omen and like a 20 or 30 HP Sova here. 40 at that actually. And we're going to be seeing him take out Hayden's dad though. Regardless of the health deficit, you know, you just fire first and you are going to be able to get it. They know one's playing from the back of B side here. And look at that, Jax goes down, Barcode picking up a 3K here. It is just up to Sultanate here to go for the retake. And now this is the last round of the half. Raze does have an ult. Raze is definitely going to be using this ult. Let's see if it's going to work out. If Sova and Killjoy back far enough into Boathouse here, then maybe it'll work out. But unfortunately though, Dam does take out Sultanate before Sultanate's even able to fire the ultimate here. So we see TAMU 11-1 going into the next half.
Switching sides.
Yeah, this is pretty big for Texas A&M here. They are rolling with momentum. You can see the KD coming out from like Dam and Helms right now. They're not dying, and they're just staying alive and finding picks. It is amazing. Their entire team is pretty much, their entire team is positive. But meanwhile, Clemson has just got to play it, you know, got to get a mental reset. You have to win this pistol round, or else you're going to be forced buying on round 2. Or you just say, you know what, we have to mentally reset after this. Let's just play for that. But we will see how they decide to play this out. We've seen how aggressive Texas A&M is, and we'll see if Clemson has an answer.
Yeah, you're entirely right. I almost didn't even think about that. The fact that this pistol round is kind of the decider for Clem right now. I mean, we're not even on match point, but that's basically what this is. If Clem does not manage to get an aggressive push and a spike plant to kind of force TAMU to be like, oh, hey, wait, what's happening? Then they're just not going to be able to recover from losing the pistol round. Because you know that TAMU is just going to buy Spectres and hold hard angles to make sure that nobody can even get into the sights here. So it's going to be interesting to see what Clem does. Looks like they're going to be going for a full A push right now. The split 2 on Catwalk, going to be pushing in. Damn does get the first kill on the Sultanate there. Quite unfortunate there, but Yu is going to refrag it, taking out Damn. It'll be interesting to see what happens now as Dill takes out Yu, and Clem drops down to just 3 players right now. TAMU going to be trying to defend A site here with a full team rotating right now, and as Hayden's dad gets the plant out onto Generator, Aggro going to be trying to swing around into the site there. Helms does manage to take out Jax here. It's down to a 2v3 situation. It still is anyone's game right now. Helms and Dill both will be getting the kill there, and so it is now TAMU picking up the 12-1, and it is going to be very interesting to see if Clem is going to be able to get one more round in after losing the pistol round, or if maybe they're just going to say, hey, let's just knife fight.
Hey, I wouldn't mind seeing that if it has to go down that way, but if you're a Clemson, you have to buy here. You have to force buy here. It is probably not going to be, the prettiest fight. If you happen to win this fight, it is important, but at the same time, Texas A&M understand that, and they're gonna full buy as well. They're buying up full armor, all Spectres. They're ready to go. And so, if they win this round, they win the game. If not, they get caught. They lose a huge economic advantage here too. If they don't win this round.
Yeah, it's but I mean, they have the time to recover for it. This is an all or nothing send from Clem, and unfortunately it's still just not going to go their way against a team as talented and as gunfight ready as TAMU. We see TAMU just winning that gunfight immediately, and unfortunately, Jax does go down. There's no more Sentinel there on your team, so Clem is going to have to work with their last 4 players here to make sure they can do at least something, but it's looking like TAMU does have this in the bag here. They could be winning this map pretty instantaneously here. However, Clem does manage to get on the B site pretty well. They take out Aggro, they take out Barcode. They've got a good chance. In Helms, though, he does get the trade out on Logbog. Damn, taking out Sultanate. It's down to a 3v2 situation here. What is going to go down is that TAMU is going to push the site on B, and it's going to force a lot of play and movement from Clem, and that is going to force you to rotate right into Helm's line of sight here. Hayden's dad reveals himself by killing Dan. It's going to be a 2v1 situation, and Helms takes the shot on Hayden's dad before Hayden's dad even realized he could be pushed from that angle, and that is going to be the first map going to TAMU.
Yeah, and this has been really dominant, if anything. A 13-1, not really allowing Clemson to really catch their breath in any way, shape, or form here. They were just saying, you know what, we're going to have our foot on the gas the entire time. We're just going to go. They gave them absolutely no space to breathe. And we see it from the scoreboard as well. Logbog tried to keep it up throughout this fight, but pretty much it's been Helms with the lockdown and good use of utility, as well as, Dam had that ace, and Aggro just being able to push quite well. So it's just really dominant showing right now. But once again, this is a best of 3. This is just map number 1. We still have a lot more to look forward to.
Yeah, it was really interesting. I think one of the biggest things is that Clemson did not decide to push a jet. They decided to go for breach and raise, and that is a combination that I've never seen any pro team try to push, and it did not work out for them very well. We saw a lot of attempts at a good movement by the Rays. We saw a couple blast packs, we saw a couple early nades, but ultimately Clemson just didn't have the ability to move with a jet and to kind of get in and get up. One of the biggest things too, we didn't really see an op from either teams. Very, very interesting. And Clemson, they did well with the op. I mean, they rolled on North Carolina, and they did it well with an op. And so seeing them not have the ability to even come out with one just because they only ended up getting one round of the entire map, I think that put them at a deficit. Just the fact they couldn't get enough momentum to get up there.
Yeah, and that is something, once again, it's just they had so much pressure, so much literally everything that Killjoy did, that Helms did from Texas A&M, applied pressure to Clemson. And like we can go and like list the things, but honestly, like Clemson had the right idea. They were like, okay, we could flash on the site, smoke them out of certain spots, make sure that they can't play. But it's just the speed that Texas A&M is playing at that I don't think Clemson was ready for it. They were just like, okay, have you ever played against somebody who's constantly listening to Eurobeat and has their foot on the gas the entire time? That is exactly what Texas A&M was doing.
Have you ever played against a Killjoy that thought she was Jet? I mean, Helms had, it was 18-4, right? Or 18-5?
18-5 or something like that.
Like how do you top frag as Killjoy over your Jet? That's just something that I've never seen. And I mean, you know, these I always, you know, actually I've casted Texas A&M before in another production, and I always like to joke that Texas A&M is the team that I go up against every single time I hit the competitive button on Valorant. They just roll and they play with strats that you have to study for like 4 years for. It's pretty crazy. I love the energy that they're able to roll with, and Clemson is really getting a run for their money, especially after. It's so weird to see Clemson in this position after watching what happened this morning.
Yeah, it was kind of, you know, if you want to make the joke here, you know, they hit him with a reverse Uno card. They said, you know, we're gonna stomp North Carolina. We're gonna, you know, win 6 rounds in a row constantly, give them no space whatsoever, and then Texas A&M is like, here you go, here's your card. Like it wasn't even it wasn't a wild draw for it. It was a straight up reverse Uno card, and they're pushing them so difficult. Like they're not really giving them any breathing room. So if you're Clemson right now, you want a mental reset. You want to say like, okay, you know what, Ascent was on our map. We just, you know, mentally go back. We need to reset and, you know, even ourselves out as we're going to be heading into whatever the next map happens to be. All I remember is that Haven is banned, and there's one other map that is out of the pool. So
it is Split next up. And okay, you know, Clem is good on Split. Clem is able to hold their own. They're able to get at least 6 in a row, or at most 6 in a row from what we've seen. But you're right. Mentally reset, take a step back, take a breather, drink a Red Bull, get into it. You know, that's going to be what the kind of energy that they need going into it. So let's go ahead and see. This is it. If Clemson can hold this, we'll go into overtime. But if they're not, then that's going to be $1,000 to TAMU. But let's check out these agent selections right now. We're going to be seeing Clem fix their mistake. They're going to be pulling out the Jet. They're pulling out the Rays. Looks like this is actually the same setup we saw them play this morning. So they're definitely warm on it. They definitely know how this works. However, they are going up against a different composition than they were up against this morning, and they're going up against Texas A&M University, which they just fought. Now, TAMU could be doing a little bit differently here. We see Barcode debating the Sage while Helms is switching over to Cypher from Killjoy. We see Dylan Aggro still on their Reyna and Jet picks. Dam obviously going to be playing on Omen. You got that Omen utility unlock. And if Barcode does decide to stick out with Sage, this could be a very interesting move to see, because it's going to be the double Sentinel play on Split.
Yeah, and that is exactly what they're going to go for. They're going to go for that double Sentinel. The most important piece, obviously, is that Jet, or not the Jet. Oh my God, I'm making the meme in my head.
Oh
the
no,
Sage.
that's Sage.
The meme hit me, dude. It was in real time. I heard it. I was like, Jet revived me. Yeah, but honestly, I was like, the Sage is going to be really big here. They know that they're defending first. So does this mean that they are going to be playing, you know, the mid Sage and going for that wall off? Are they going to be playing B Sage where they wall off, you know, the main entrance choke? Because they know that both of these teams don't really have that level of how can I say it, the mobility in order to really hop a wall, or at least to counter the wall. So as well as, you know, heal and revive, those are still really big. We have to see how well Texas A&M is going to utilize this.
Yeah, there is only 2 options here. You have the idea of stacking your Cypher and your Sage up on B. You've got your Cypher on B and your Sage just locking down mid with the walls, and then you just got your full send. Nothing really matters. This is a gun game. And it looks like Clem is going to be starting with an upper hand there. They are going to be able to take out Tamu's Jet, and that will send things in a good direction for them to start things off. Remember, the split is their map. They are able to work this out and do some stuff regardless of what they're up against. And I think that Tamu is going to be probably... you know, it's hard to say right now, but Tamu is probably going to be having a hard time dealing with Clem on this map. Looks like Yu is communicating to his team a little bit what is going on. They know that there's going to be 2 up in mid here, and let's see if that flash is going to work out. He sees Sage peek out a little bit too aggressively, but Reyna is going to be able to get the dismiss after getting the headshot out on Sultan. Yu does manage to get the trade out though, so it's down to a 3v4 situation. Barcode is going to have to heal himself utilizing that Sage util, and let's see what's going to happen as Clem drops down to like 0 HP on a lot of their opponents here. It's going to be a 2v2 already as Helms picks up a nice double kill before Jax is able to clear him off. And now we see a Cypher and a Breach up against a Sage and an Omen. Looks like Omen is going to win that gunfight right now. And it is down to the 1v2 situation. Unfortunately for Clem, they weren't able to keep that man advantage. They did end up losing it. But let's see, Jax does have a free plant right now. If he can stick this plant, he is going to be able to get it. That is going to go into his favor, especially because he can just peek this angle here utilizing his camera. He doesn't actually have to play this very aggressively. He can just hold this defense, but Sage, there's enough time on the clock. Sage was able to get the heal off onto the Omen. That is going to make things a lot harder for Clem. However, Jax does hit his headshots with these ghosts here. We've seen him do it before. We can see him do it again. If he can get this hold right now, but Barcode and Dam are going to make this extremely hard. They're going to hit the fake defuse here, and Jax going to be pushing through the smoke. Unfortunately, just not able to get the timing right. Barcode is going to right-click him right in the forehead, and the first round goes to Tamu.
Yeah, they made that as difficult as possible for Jax. They utilized all the utility that they needed. They waited for the heal to come off of cooldown to heal, and they used that in order to make sure that, you know, Dam has some HP, is not going to be going in completely weak. And then on top of that, you know, just put a smoke over it, force them to peek into us and not the other way around.
It's really hard to see that, you know, from Clem. Clem did such a good job on this last time, but you know, they started off strong. Unfortunately, fell off. Let's see what they can do right now. This is going to be kind of a, you know, a full send. Just kind of, we ate the pistol round. We're going to eat this round. But if they can get a couple kills, if they can take a couple Spectres out of the hands of Tamu, then they could secure the next round as well. It's just going to be a matter of how many kills they're going to get here. But, you know, historically, once Clem loses the pistol round, it just doesn't go well from there. So let's just see how they're going to be able to come back from this, as Tamu holds a very conservative defense right now. They're playing textbook. They've got Omen holding up on A. They've got Jet holding up on ramps. They've got their Sage on mid. They've got Reyna up in B heaven. They've got Cypher on B. This is a bog standard defense. Tamu, you know, they've got this down pat. Clem, if they had anything other than just pistols, could probably beat this, but unfortunately Tamu, they just have a different setup here. Look at that, he did so much damage to Cypher before finally taking out Jet there, and Dam gonna be pushing out into the top as well. He takes out Logpog aggro, takes out inside, and Dam finishes off with a 3K on Jackson Yu. Absolutely incredible, flawless hold by Tamu.
Yeah, they decided to buy up, and they said, you know what, if you're going to push into us, we have the bullet spray to do it. So really smart of them to just kind of hold angles, just say, okay, we're going to do it. And then Clemson, you know, same thing. It goes the other way. It's like, you want to make sure that you have money to do whatever you need to next round. It's really important. So that's exactly what they did. They waited on it. They said, you know what, we have pistols only. If it's fine if we happen to lose this round, just get full guns and let's win round 3.
And if Clemson doesn't win round 3, we might see a repeat of the last map. Tamu going to be holding extremely well here. Aggro playing a little bit less to his name this round, but we see Clemson pushing into A site immediately here. Damn gets blinded out entirely here. Aggro going to be trading out though, and we're going to be watching now as the spike goes down and the 4v4 kicks off. Now, Aggro is going to be leading up with Sage here, and let's watch how they play this right now. Sage burnt all of the utility holding off mid, which never got pushed, so this could be very interesting. There's also not enough time for that Sage shield to come back again, so Sage is now just a gun player. We see Logblock taking on Aggro, and Barcode is able to trade it back out, but we see the Cyphers both get a kill each. It is going to be down to the 2v2 situation. Helms just heard somebody into his cage here. He's going to try to get the spray down. Unfortunately, not going to quite connect here, and as he's reloading, he gets pushed out by you. It's going to be up to Dill right now, and looks like Clemson finally did pick up a round here. This was the crucial round that they needed to win after losing pistols, and Clemson is on the scoreboard now with a chance at redemption.
Yeah, they had the right idea there. They were playing it nice and slow, holding each other's angles, and I felt like you made the heads-up play there. Helms put down that cage, saying, okay, you know what? I heard something in here. I'm going to spray through, try to get the kill. But the second that he heard the reload, he's like, okay, I'm going to push you. Like, that's just it. So they used their gun advantage to their advantage and, you know, got a round on their hands. So now we can keep the game going. Hopefully roll this into other rounds, but now it's going to be pretty even heading into this next one.
Yeah, I mean, TAMU has the ability to purchase this round again, just given the fact that they had a flawless second round, and so we're going to be seeing your standard Valorant gameplay right now. The only difference is players. We see Dill get the headshot out on Soldanate. Very unfortunate for Clem, but let's see what's going to happen as TAMU continues to hold up on B here. They've got Sage and Reyna, and Heaven's going to make it very difficult for Clem to push into, especially given that Jet is hiding up in ropes here. So the fact that TAMU just has a very powerful hold here. Ooh, but nice blind from Omen there. You is going to be able to take out Barcode, but Dill does trade it out by taking out Logblock as well. You going to be able to push out all the way on top, unfortunately not knowing that Dill was hiding just around the corner. And as Aggro pushes him behind as well, we're now just waiting on Clemson's last two remaining players in Garage to try to get another pick to push out. TAMU just extremely powerful in this, and Clem is going to be doing whatever they can to try to get this, but Jax managing to get the spray down onto Dill. Are they going to be peeking behind him? No, they're not. Helms gets the shot. Jax trades it back out. It's going to be down to a 2v1 situation, and let's see at 17 HP what Jax is going to be capable of. He's going to need to hit these Vandal headshots immediately here. If he cannot get the headshot, it is going to not work out for him. Nice headshot onto Aggro. They're making sure that he has it, but as he runs out to grab the spike here, he's going to be dealing with Omen, and nice utilization of that Cypher utility here. But as he gets a spike down, he's going to just be trying to sit out in this corner here, but look at that absolute power move by Omen to just shoot out as soon as he knows that there's something there. Damn, waiting for just the right time. Mans has studied Cypher's animations and just knew when to push in.
Yeah, he decided to push that quite quickly, and I felt like the positioning of Jax was the right idea, was to crouch and maybe hide on spike, and if you get an eye on where they are, you'll be fine. But being able to get out of cam and then pull your gun out is way too long. So it took him a lot longer than he wanted to get out and in front. And yeah, Hayden Zad took full advantage of that. Or what was it? No, Dam took full advantage of that and just waited on it.
I think that what Jax could have done differently there is if he placed his Cypher cam above him on that pillar in B rather than in front of him. That would have made Dam possibly not know where he was playing from, just given that you wouldn't normally place a camera right above you, right? But I think that it was just Dam knowing exactly where Jax had to be, given that Jax was doing all that stuff instead of running away. And so, that camera didn't end up working out for him. And unfortunately, Clem just could not capitalize on that 1v1. But now we're seeing TAMU push it up again. They've got the gun advantage. Clem going to be relying on this Jet ult rather than a purchase in order to just keep their economy somewhat flowing. And they do have a Breach ult and a Cypher ult as well. If Jet can get a couple kills and you can return on that with a Neural Theft, maybe you can get something here, especially once you pick up TAMU's guns. But it looks like they're going to be playing extremely conservatively in this round here, waiting for the push-ups here. The blind's going to come out from Breach here, and it is going to go into a trade here. We see two trades come out as well. So it's already
30
down to a
seconds left.
3v3 situation
Spike
as
down,
B
B.
just gets entirely assaulted, but Helms holds this out. He wins these here. Sultanate, there is that kill with the Jet ult that we were waiting for. It's going to be down to a 2v2 situation already with a Jet and an Omen and a Breach. Let's see how this works out with both Jets ulting on each other, but unfortunately for Clem, aggro is going to win this here. The Apache attack helicopter strat is going to come out, and TAMU takes the round. It's 4-1.
Yeah, they pushed that as aggressively as possible. They were able to collapse and get what they wanted, but yeah, the trades were correct for Clemson. They were able to get some of the trades here and there, making sure that, you know, 1-for-1. But when it did come down to that final push, it was just, you know, aggro living up to their name, pressing W, pressing the ult button, and going in and getting the kills.
Every single time I see it happen, the Apache attack helicopter strat from Jet is just chef's kiss. It is just perfect. And you know, aggro, Dam, Dill, Helms, all with 5 kills on the board. On Clem's side, you've got Jax with 8 and you with 4. This is still a pretty great match, and Clem still has a good chance here. We see the Breach ult starting out very aggressively, and look at that, Jet just pops over the stage wall, does not even care. Sultanate really doing some powerful work right now, and we are going to see Barcode go down. Clem really going with the aggression this round here. TAMU not even having time to react. We see TAMU ulting out with Reyna. Jet's going to be pushing up through the smoke as well, but let's see if it's going to work out. It is going to work out. Hey, Stat gets picked off. It's going to be down to a 4v4. Dill needs to get a kill with the Empress form soon, but unfortunately does go down by you, and aggro going to be holding up in heaven just to see if anyone decides to push on through. Clem is going to be rotating back around. They are rather split up here. They've got Cypher on A. They've got Raze still rotating out into mid from B. And what we've got? We've got Sewers pushes. We've got Ropes pushes. And ultimately, it looks like it is going to be an A site attack that they're capitalizing on right now. Unfortunately for them, that is going to be the site in which members of TAMU are stacked. But Clem does not care. Clem's going to be pushing out and taking out aggro right now. It's going to be down to the 4v2 situation. The 2-man advantage on the side of Clem is going to help them out a lot when they get into the site. But TAMU pushed back into their spawn. This is a free plant for Clem. It looks like TAMU might even be going for a save here, or at least exit frags, but they're not playing as aggressively as I'm used to them playing. Now, Dam is stacked with a full set of utility here. We do see Cypher with still his Neural Theft, no other utility here. Logbot going to be holding this out very, very patiently here, and it's going to work out. He takes out Helms with his hands down his pants as he's trying to pull out something else here. Dam does manage to take out Logbot in a trade, though, so it is going to be down to just the save right now, as he's got 30 HP. Definitely not going to try to push it, and Clem picking up their second round.
Yeah, he was out there trying to fish for a camera, but the second that, you know, he's caught trying to grab some utility there, ends up getting sprayed down. So a good round by Clemson. They were able to play that as slowly as they wanted to, get the plant down, guarantee that they're gonna play it safe and do that to the best of their advantage. You know, this one is a little bit closer. I'm glad about that. Clemson's starting to find a little bit of a stride. Hopefully they can break this up and have a better run on defense or on offense starting out.
Absolutely. I mean, it's 4-2, so Clem is really here. They have their ability. And it looks like TAMU is only getting 2 rounds in a row before Clemson can clap back, and I think that has to do with the economy. You know, they build up their economy again. They're able to get it. This could be the round that Clemson wins 2 in a row, though, because TAMU did not have the economy to support their buyback this round. So Clemson is going to try to push this, and I think they're going to be playing on the guns. But aggro, look at this. He pushes up with a Bucky to take out Jax. That's to be a Vandal now in the hands of a Jet, which is very, very powerful. We see the rest of Clemson going to be pushing inside of mid here, once again being held out by a Bucky. However, Sultan is going to get the win this time, and it is down to a 4v4 situation as Omen and Jet from TAMU rotate back from B spawn, or from CT spawn. They're going to be trying to get onto these sites as fast as possible. They're the last men standing here, but Clemson cleans it up immediately. It's going to be 4-3.
Yeah, that was just a really solid push by them. Being able to trade out, make certain plays happen, and yeah, Clemson's starting to find a little bit of a stride here.
And here it is. Here is the op play that we've been waiting for. Surprisingly, not in the hands of Jet. TAMU is going to be giving the op to Dam, And let's see what Dam is going to be able to do with this here. He is holding out the op onto this really close A push here, just to make sure that nobody can get around. Nice. Wow, denial of that Cypher camp here, but we see Logbog pushing up mid with the ult here. Going to get taken out by that trap wire, and unfortunately that ult not going to quite connect here. You see Omen holding up A side with that op by himself as the rest of Clem decides to push up through B heaven, and TAMU is ready for it. They're waiting, and they have a lot of utility left to go for the retake here. They are going to need to go for the retake as Clemson decides to just bake themselves into the site really early on and get this this nice pick here. Aggro taking out Logbog very, very early on in this fight here, as well as Barcode taking out Hayden's dad. Aggro dodging that breach util very early on, and also dodging the spray now. It's going to be down to a 5v2 situation, and Clemson, while they start off very strong, they are now down 3 players up in this fight here. Sultan does manage to take out Barcode, but let's see what's going to happen as Aggro tries to get the spray down through the Cypher cage. It's not going to work out. Helms until going to be cleaning up the site here, and TAMU managed to win this round, only losing 2 players.
Yeah, and they're just trying to get certain picks, swing on them. They knew that they had the numbers advantage, so they're playing to cover each other during that final push. But yeah, for the most part, it has been relatively solid coming out from both sides. Clemson's starting to find a little bit of a stride, but nicely held back by Texas A&M. There's no spreadsheet on this right now, so we'll see if this continues forward, or if Clemson feels a little bit more comfortable on this map, and I feel like it's because they did play earlier today, and this was the 11-13 match against North Carolina, so this one was relatively close, and this one's looking to be the same.
Yeah, North Carolina was able to come back pretty effectively here. Ooh, nice job by Clem to actually cancel out Dam's hold right there. Dam was holding out from backside of A, and he just couldn't do anything with the op after getting smoked out. He's going to be holding out that smoke to see if anyone's waiting in there. But Clemson gets a very early A plant there, and so now they just have to defend the spike. But with all 5 players remaining on both teams, this is going to be super interesting, especially given that both teams have a full buy right now. Oh, nice. Barcode gets flashed, and we're going to be seeing the jet push in here. Is it going to work out, though? Unfortunately, no. Aggro comes into the side. Barcode going to be able to capitalize on it as Helms as well takes out Jax. It's going to be down to a 5v2 situation here. And as Dam gets the op shot out on you, it's just going to be up to Dill to take out Hayden's dad. We see the 5v1 come out, and there was just nothing they could do here. Great job by TAMU to bring this into a 6-3.
I have to say that the retakes by Texas A&M is almost textbook. What they do is that they cover each angle, and then they make sure that they trade off of their other players. If one player does get shot down, they're watching their other angle. They are just clearing it out efficiently and not really getting picked. And Clemson, on the other hand, I know that they're on offense. They push as quickly as they can, but the second that they have already planted, they're trying to take up, they're trying to push. They're trying to take up even more space. And it is a good mentality to say okay, you know what, we have space, we should take it. But at the same time, if other teams like TAMU is just waiting on their teammates to get there and then push, they're starting to get punished for being a little too aggressive.
I mean, yeah, TAMU though is just a powerhouse right now. Clemson is just unable to keep up with the fact that TAMU, they push when they want to, they're aggressive when they need to be, but at the same time, they just hold these angles and don't let anyone through. We're watching Sage kind of bunny hop peek out in garage right now, just as well. Jet going to be holding up on a tower just to wait out, see. He knows that Jax is going to be on heaven, pushing up on ramps. But how is this going to play out is really going to decide on where Clemson decides to play into. Looks like they're going to go for A. Looks like they're going to decide to go in through ropes, come up through tower. This is however, they're going to be pretty loud about it. This is going to force TAMU to rotate, and TAMU is going to have the time to rotate, unless it was a fake rotate. It was a fake push here. We see them come back in and decide on B here. They are going to have to worry about that Cypher util, but as they clear it out, we see the shots come out. Dill is going to take out U as U is trying to clear up that utility here. Logbog holding out from garage here. Sultan is going to be able to take out Helms, though. That's a powerful pickup there, and as Dill gets the double kill on the Hayden's dad, Logbog is going to be doing whatever they can. Logbog taking out Barcode. So we're down to a 3v3 situation, but unfortunately, Clemson, they let the timer run out. There
10
is
seconds
no
left.
time for the plant to come out unless Jet drops exactly when they died. That is going to be the end of the round here.
Spike down,
TAMU
B.
picking it up. It's just going to be a matter of if anyone else is going to get frags. Looks like Jax is going to take out Dill, but Clemson, you let the timer run out.
Yeah, they were just a little indecisive about where they wanted to go with that. We saw the debate live in their head as they're pacing between A rafters and B heaven. They're like, oh, should we go here? With Cypher here, maybe we should go. No, never mind. Let's try B. They had a lot of it cleared out. They just didn't clear out that one side. And Logbog was on the other side of the box when Sultanate was trying to drop down and get the plant spike. And Dam's just gonna open up this round just for TAMU.
Dam has been holding that angle with the op for about 3 rounds now, waiting for them to push it, and they finally did. And we see him, as soon as he gets that early pick, he rotates all the way back out to hold in from the long angle, and also holding in from CT. He knows that Heaven has been pushed, and they did actually take it here, but he is just going to be doing whatever he can to make sure that nobody comes out of Heaven. Watching as Aggro as well, holding from the site here. Clem almost fully on it, but they're stuck right now. They can't move anywhere. Aggro takes out you. Spike is going to go down. Jack's taking on Aggro, but damn, there's a second kill on a Jack here. He's waiting for people to come out through the door here and just waiting for the op. He gets the shot on Hayden's dead before the smoke fully forms. Absolutely incredible. It's going to be down to the 4v1 situation, and Dill cleans it up. It is going to be 8-3 here. TAMU doing incredible work.
Yeah, that was just
Last
great
round
op
in the
play
half.
by Dam. They were holding the tight corner first, backs out all the way, finds another one, and then also patiently waiting and holding an angle for the smoke to start. That was just, perfect timing by their part. But Clemson, if you can get maybe one more, bring it to 8-4, just have a really solid defense round, this could be flipped back and taking us to a map 3.
Yeah, and unfortunately, Clemson, you know that he's watching that angle right there, and so that Cypher cam is just not going to work out. Aggro going to be winning the gunfight up against Jackson. We see Logbog as well doing some work on B and waiting to push in, and it looks like Spike is going to be dedicating itself to B here. Hayden's dad waiting for the right time to push through. We see Sage sitting up at the top there. This is going to be pretty powerful because I don't know if Clem is ready to check that angle just yet. They do decide to push through here. It could just not work out well for them. This is going to be the last round of the half, so everyone has full buys. Everyone has everything they were expecting. And we see the breach ult come through. Yep, nobody checked that angle there, and that's a free spray down by Barcode onto Logbog here. Hayden's that does manage to trade it back out. Sultanate through the smoke takes out Dill. It's going to be down to a 3v3 situation. Watching right now as Clem picks up another kill onto Helms right there. Through the wall, or through the floor up on the Heaven. It's going to be down to the 2v3 situation, and what is Clem going to be able to do here? The half HP Jet does go down here. Sultanate picking up a 3k. Sultanate going to be going for the 4k, taking out the Omen, who's pushing out from CT right now. Yes. Hayden's dead actually got the headshot there. Absolutely incredible job by Clem. Just like you said, they needed one more round to have a solid defense here, and they got
Switching
that round.
sides.
Yeah, so they get the 8-4 here. This is really helpful for them as they're going to be going on the offensive now. So we'll see how Texas A&M is going to be playing this out. Last time, Texas A&M had attack first. Yes, that was correct, right? No, other way. Did they have attack first?
I actually cannot remember.
Okay, I'm just yes, they did. Okay, so they had attack first, and they pushed quickly. Now it's the other way around. Clemson had the attack first, and Texas A&M is now just waiting on this. So, yeah, we haven't really seen. We've seen how this goes for Clemson on attack rounds. They didn't do so hot against Texas A&M's defense, but we'll see if that changes anything going, especially into split. It's a completely different map, and yeah, the Cypher cam. I didn't know you could actually shoot that.
Yeah, you can shoot up through windows as long as you can see it clearly, and they were able to. But here's the thing: is that Clemson historically against Texas A&M does not win gunfights or pistol rounds. It's gonna be up to this really, because if Clemson loses this, they lose the next round too. That means that we see TAMU with 10 rounds. That's going to be significantly harder to come back than 8-4. Clemson really does need to win this pistol round here. It'll be their first pistol round win against TAMU, but it'll keep them in the running. It'll give them at least 2 more pistol rounds, you know, if they could win this map. But let's see what's going to happen. Clem does manage to take out aggro, but Jax gets shot in the back and tries to turn around from Helium's, or Hallam's. Let's see what's going to happen right now. The 4v4 situation comes out. Dill going to be leading the rotation up through sewers. Now that water running is going to be bringing a lot of attention here. TAMU does get the spike down. What is Clem going to be able to do to clear this back up? Hallam's going to be holding from the site here with the Cypher Cam. Grabs a tracking dart shot. And as Clem pushes out here, the defense is going to hold strong. It's going to be a trade out here. And we're going to be watching the 3v3 pull out. You picking up 2 shots before getting taken out. But it is going to be down to the 2v1 situation. You actually not getting taken out. He's got 1 shot left. He gets the 4K. Absolutely incredible here. This is just what we needed by Clem. Clem picked up the pistol round here. And wow. I thought that he went down and got traded out by Dill, but Dill actually did not take the shot on you. He hit someone in front of him. You was able to actually come back from that and pick up a 4K to clutch up the pistol round for his team.
Yeah, and that, once again, we mentioned, this is a really big round for them. Now they have economic advantage going into round 2. And depending on how Texas A&M decides to play out round 2, are they going to buy up? Are they going to go light shields? They are. They maybe. We'll see what Tam decides to run. What they are. So it's a buy up by everyone. So we'll see if this affects the way how they're going to play. And it is. They just want to go.
It absolutely is here. Acro is going to be able to pick up a kill before he gets traded out by you, but we're going to be seeing now that TAMU, if they do lose this, they're going to be burning up the next round as well. But I think that they know they have a couple rounds to spare here. You is going to get another trade out before he gets taken out by Dam. Dale gets a free kill on a Hayden's Jet, so he's going to be down to a 3v2 situation. Clem is going to be losing out a man advantage right now. Dam's going to be holding in deep from ramps, and we're going to be watching as the defenders rotate up through heaven, and they are going to be going from CT as well into blinds. Watching as Barco just holds up on the site here. This is a very interesting round. We're watching as the attackers just do what they can to lock down a site, as the defenders just aren't going to be able to find an easy way in here. Dam just waiting for the right time to strike here on this rotate. TAMU gambled a lot by getting this buy-in, but it's going to be paying out for him here. Dam going to be delegated just 8 HP, but Dill gets the shot on the log block here. Dam going to be drawing the attention of Jax, so Dill can recapitalize on it. TAMU gambled by buying after losing the pistol round, but it worked.
Yeah, and sometimes that's something that you got to do. Most teams expect you to, just hand over the point round 2, just pistols only. Go ahead and, die off. We'll buy full the round, like round 3. But no, TAMU was just like, okay, well, we'll just buy light armor and full specters, and we're just gonna run at you now. We'll take the site as quickly as we can. And by the time that we already have it locked down, you either have the guns to fight us again or you don't, and we win the round. So really smart play by Texas A&M to go ahead and buy up.
Nice blind by you. But here's the biggest thing about that is that now we saw Clem buy up after losing the second round. This is interesting because neither team is going to be ready if they lose the next one. There's nothing they can do as far as economy goes. And so your this is an off-meta third round. Because usually in the third round, one team has full economy. Right now, both teams are like a half buy or like a split buy. But we're going to be seeing a trade come through. And, Dam is going to be picking up a kill on you as well. So it is going to be a one-man advantage towards TAMU. And if Clem loses this, they have no economy. They're going to be forced into pistols on the next one. But unfortunately, as they lose Hayden's stat as well, it is now a 4v2 situation. Both of your defenders are still in CT. TAMU gets a free plant on A site here where they can have time to lock it down before the rotate comes in. TAMU is putting Clem into a really sticky situation here.
Oh, and they also did the sage wall in the corner. So TAMU has got to be able to get on the point, break a sage wall, and defuse. If they are going to try to retake this.
And it looks like Hallam's coming up from the back, is going to be able to take out Jax. And, Jax got the kill on aggro, but it's just not going to be enough. We're worrying now about Logbog, who gets taken out by Barcode. And TAMU bringing this 10-5. This is dire straits for Clem.
Yeah, I thought Clemson wasn't gonna buy up that round, but they decided to do it. Now they have to kind of save up here, for this next one. But meanwhile, TAMU is just like, okay, you know what? We know that they can't full buy, so we might as well just keep getting Spectres and putting a little bit in the bank every round. That way, when they do have full buys, we could also match. So I think that's the thought behind Texas A&M's buy right now. It's instead of going for full, phantoms, they're just gonna keep playing guns that they know that they could get the advantage of, and take full advantage of that.
Aggro with some early information though, but we are going to be seeing Logbog miss the Bucky shot that was crucial. TAMU pushing all the way in. We see Aggro all the way in CT here. Oh man, he caught you down with his hands in his pants once again, pulling out that utility here, and Aggro just living up to his name. Unfortunately though, he does not have any way to kind of like move around into a better spot than under Heaven right here. But as Dam takes up Hayden Dad, it's not gonna matter too much. Clem is struggling right now as Dill takes out Sultan here. You is gonna be able to take out Aggro, but Barcode takes out Jax, and Dill finishes it up by taking out you. And we see TMU bringing us in to what is possibly the penultimate round.
Yeah, and that was once again a full save by Clemson. So you kind of expected them to lose a lot of guns and possibly even lose the round, but now this is the one that we were looking for. Sultanate debating whether to pick up that op, and he's not gonna go for it. It is full gun round time for these teams. Helms is probably gonna upgrade, and it's gonna be interesting to see if they go for it.
Looks like Helms didn't decide to upgrade. I think that means that they'll have op money next round. No matter what, they're going to pull out something big for the 12th round. We're seeing Sultanate kind of pushing up, holding aggressive, kind of like TAMU was doing to him before. But unfortunately, it's just not going to be what TAMU wants right now. TAMU is just playing this kind of conservatively, waiting for Clem to get a little bit aggressive. Clem dedicating 4 people to B site after TAMU pushed A like 3 or 4 rounds in a row. Very, very interesting, especially just given that you're having Sultanate and you now, as he rotates up through Heaven, dedicate themselves to the entire point. I think TAMU is playing for a pick. I think that they're trying to just wait to see if someone gets a little aggressive, someone gets a little bit overzealous, but both teams here are just waiting for information. There is zero information, maybe outside of a footstep or two, an Omen util here or there, which could come from anywhere. This is so hard to call right now, but it looks like it has finally happened here. TAMU decided they were going to push A, and they pushed it extremely fast here, giving Clem almost 0 time to prepare for it. And as Barcode,
30 seconds left.
Barcode is going to be hitting the plant here. I thought he was going to fake a plant for a second here, but we're seeing all of the utility come out from Breach here. And watching now, oh, you had a free shot on a Barcode, but unfortunately he had a utility out instead of his gun. We are going to see TAMU pick up 3 kills right now, and goes down to a 5v2 situation. Aggro is going to go down to Jax. Let's see what happens as Jax pushes around, going through blinds here. Logbog going to be up on Heaven. He's going to be able to take out Dill who misses right now, but he is immediately traded out by Barcode. It's going to be down to Jax, the 1v3 situation. Jax does do stuff like this. He is going to be able to do it, but as we see those jiggle peaks coming out, Dam is going to be able to get the shot through the smoke, and we go into match point. This is it. This next round will decide if TAMU walks away with $1,000 or if Clem still has a shot.
Yeah, and this is going to be once again an uphill battle for Clemson, trying to claw their way back into this match. They had the right buys, but right now Texas A&M has all the guns that they want. They have the money. They can go for an op, but I don't see why they would. But right now it's just Clemson's got to get around, and if they get this next round, they can start snowballing again. But I feel like just the speed that TAMU is playing with right now is just pushing them so far into their own spawn that by the time that they already plant the spike, they're just ready to play defense.
Yeah, it's not even about Clemson getting around. It's about Clemson staying in the game. But TAMU, they see the money. Their eyes are green. They want this right now. They're going to be pushing. However, they're going to let that greed get in the way here. Aggro is going to get taken out by a nice headshot coming up from you. We're watching as Helm's going to be pushing with alone with the spike on A. This is a little bit overzealous, a little bit cocky right now. Watching Dam pushing him to the side here. He's waiting. He's looking inside Heaven. He's waiting for the shot here. He gets the shot off, but it doesn't connect. And Clem is going to be waiting with their 1 minute advantage for anything to go. But it looks like TMU, they know what works is an A push, and they're going to be dedicated to the A push here. However, they're going to be going a little bit quiet here. They don't want them to know. Clemson still has 3 members out on B, 1 on A on ropes, and 1 sitting up here on ramps. The ramp shots are going to come off, and look at Sultan. He is going to be able to get the headshot. Unfortunately, he didn't have his gun out and ready yet, so Dill does manage to get the refrag. It's going to go down to a 4v2 situation, though, and Clemson still in the running here. They could have this down. However, they have to worry about Helms and Dill, 2 very powerful players here. They are both going to be making this into a 2v2 situation right now. It is down to the wire. What is going to happen? Dill peeks out, only 12 seconds left on the clock. Dill has to make sure he doesn't get taken out by any of this utility here, but unfortunately, the spike goes down. Clemson stays in. It's going to be 12-6.
Gun here.
Man, I was sweating in that match. I was like, 13 seconds to get onto site, plant safely when you have, Logbog over here popping his ult. You're like, I can't plant out in the open. I can't sit here and wait because you already sent out the aftershock just waiting for them. So you just have to either make the push then or, take the L in the round. And the way how Clemson was just able to stall out the clock long enough, like, I don't even think they needed to get all the kills, but they did anyways. If they happened to stall it out and, then get the frags, they would have gotten the round either way.
And as aggro pushes all the way back into the CT spawn yet again, we're going to be seeing the shots come off. Aggro getting a double kill here and going into the ultimate here. The Apache attack helicopter strat not going to be quite connecting here, but he is going to be able to use the cloudburst to get away. Let's see how it works out now in the 3v5 situation. Clem is going to be able to pick up 1 kill on Helms. They pick up 2 as well. Sultanate managing to utilize his ult take out. Damn, aggro pick up the 3k on you. What is going to happen here? I believe the aggro wants this ace to finish things off right now. We are going to be seeing Reyna as well going into Empress form right now. It all comes down to this. The shot comes out, but Sultanate comes out on top. Logbog comes out on top, but it's going to be a 1v1 situation, and Logbog manages to lock it down here. Clem barely managing to stay in.
Man, Clemson is hanging on. They're saying, you know what? Like, we have to put our foot down. We want to be in this. We want to take this to a map 3, regardless of what happens. So these, they're clawing their way through. They are finding picks. They are getting trades. And, this is the Clemson that we saw earlier today. The scent map, they didn't look like themselves. And now on split, they're slowly starting to, figure it out. They're like, we can push here. We can maybe get a couple of refrags here. And yeah, they're kind of punishing the aggression of Texas A&M and how fast they want to keep pushing these maps.
I think that it's the biggest thing right now is going to be if TAMU can just survive long enough to just make sure that this, I think Clem just wants us to go into overtime extremely bad, but TAMU does not. Look at aggro. He's going at it again. He's going to be trying to get another ace. He's going to be able to take out Jax to start things off, but let's see as the spike gets planted very early on in the A round here. Clemson is waiting for the right time to strike. They need to wait for you to come from all the way from B to A side here before they execute. But let's see what's going to happen. We see Helms waiting for the rotation to come through mid. It's not going to come through mid though, so Helms is also going to be off the site, but Helms could be coming in from ropes here. And as we see with you just now getting into heaven, what is going to happen right now? Hayden's actually going for the information push here. Damn and Helms both going to be able to pick up the kill here. We're going to be watching right now as aggro picks up 1. It's going to be down to this. Can he do it? No, he cannot. And we are watching right now as Texas A&M University wins the Campus Clutch Showcase and picks up $1,000 to bring home to mom and dad.
Yeah, and I want to be mom and dad right now. Can I have some of that? But honestly, a really, really good performance by Texas A&M. They really took Clemson off of like something that they were normal, like their normal routine. They really made them uncomfortable throughout that entire match, and you can see that aggro and Dill both having more than 20, and just making sure that they cannot find a certain groove. Like we saw that really handily on Ascent. When they played Ascent first, they didn't give them any time to like really reset and break. On Split, they did, slowly start to backpedal a little bit, as we saw like in a couple of rounds in between, both on their original attack or originally Texas A&M's defense. They let 4 through, but once they started flipping sides, they're just like, okay, you know what? Wait, we were good on defense. Let's play defense. They go in, they put the spike down. It's like, okay, we're playing defense now. So that's essentially what they did. They went up tempo. They didn't give them any space to work with, and yeah, they are the reason why they win the 1,000.
Yeah, honestly, I think that we just saw TAMU's ascent to greatness up in that first map, but as it came down to the split in the second map, it just was too much for Clemson to handle, and just as well as these puns are too much for Kanashi to handle. I'm so sorry.
It's okay. I didn't see that one. We'll let that one pass. No, but honestly, like this was just a great matchup overall. Congratulations to Clemson for making it all the way over here. Just a lot of really good textbook play coming out from them, and I would love to see them back at another tournament. Meanwhile, congratulations to our winners, Texas A&M, for taking the whole tournament, writing it all out over these last couple days in order to take the top spot. So congratulations to Texas A&M, and yeah, it's just been a really fun game overall.
Yeah, Clemson had a difficult time in that last one, but there's a reason that Clemson was up here in the finals. They put up a great show, and honestly, this morning especially, they put on a great time for literally every single person that is here watching, and I'm sure that they are going to be back, and they can learn a lot from this. They can train up, and but big shout out to Texas A&M University, just a powerhouse, winning with a massive round differential on every single bracket. Just great job. I'm super happy to have been here for this.
Yeah, and once again, we have to thank the Academy of Art University and San Jose State University for bringing us back out here. Once again, helping us. We were up there when GCI started, and now we're back here for the Campus Cup Showcase. And thank you, Red Bull Gaming, as well, for helping us get everybody together and making this tournament happen. So overall, just a really great match. And I hope that we get to see some more of this collegiate Valorant action later.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so once again, this has been brought to you by Red Bull. Red Bull is having their campus clutch as well right now. So make sure to go through your school, sign up. There are going to be more matches, and you could represent your own school for the biggest Red Bull tournament, for Valorant at the moment. And Artie's just gonna down 2 of them.
And honestly, just big thank you to everybody involved in this production as well. Super happy to be a part of it. And Kanashi, where can they find more of you?
Right here. Most of the time I am brought on by Art U. If you want to find me, I will be at Kanashi GG on Twitch. And how about you, Arties?
Just right here, everywhere. But thank you. Super happy to be part of it. And once again, congratulations to Texas A&M University. We will be sending out your McDonald's gift cards very soon.
That's a lot of nuggets. But yeah, overall, thank you everybody for tuning in. I hope you guys enjoyed the action. I've been Kanashi, that has been Arties, and we will see you on the next one.
Peace.
Triple kill, Bofu taking it out. Oh my god.